Good morning, everybody. Left Farmer 73 here. How y'all doing this morning? It's good to see you in the house. Welcome, Greenhouse Lounge, everybody in the house. Thank you for stopping by. It's good to see everybody. I'm looking at all my seeds I gotta harvest. Uh, the, I titled this, Are We Doing Too Much? And the reason I'm talking about this is because of the emails that I keep getting. And I am I'm taking it upon myself to step on some toes. Good morning, everybody. I'm taking it upon myself to step on some toes. I'm going to tell you this. I keep getting the same emails and the same comments in the comment section over and over and over again. I don't know which one of you it is, but it's your spouse, and I'm not saying everybody in your family, because right, and this one don't really matter. I'm going to say your spouse, because that's a closer relationship to you. You know, you got to lay in the same bed with that other person every single day. And that other person does not see things the way you see things. Your significant other does not believe that there is a food crisis. Your significant other does not believe that there is a financial crisis. Your significant other does not believe there is a war going on over the water. Your significant other thinks that you're spending and wasting entirely too much money preparing for if this whole thing shifts another way and starts heading over here and bothering us. They think your significant other thinks you're being utterly ridiculous. So I'm going to say that where I'm going to step on some toes is, do you think you should stop? Normally, I don't get in folks' business. I don't like getting in folks' business. I don't. But I'm telling you, the time when I do get in folks' business, they're going to fight right here. When I do get in folks' business and step in the way is if I see this little baby walking out into the street and a bus is coming, I'm going to grab that kid. I'm going to pull him back. I'm going to grab him. And I'm going to move him out the way. And I'm going to tell him, see, you almost got hit. You ain't paying attention. You so busy looking down at your phone that you ain't paying no attention. Or if I see a grown person about to step out into the street, I can see the bus coming, and the bus is about 2 blocks away, but I know that bus is moving faster than the speed limit. That bus should only be going 35 miles an hour on that curb line. This bus is doing about 50. So what I do, I see the bus coming. I back all the way up. I don't even stand at the bus stop. I back beyond the bus stop. I might leave my bag out there to let the bus know that you got somebody waiting on you. But I'm going to back up because this bus is driving a little erratic. But I see this man standing on the curb looking like this. I'm going to grab him like, hey man, you might want to back up. This ain't normal. This ain't normal, man. That's not our regular bus driver, man. Look, they all up on the curb. Good Lord, they all up on the curb, man. Come on, back up. If I was to let that man get crunched and get mashed by this erratic, probably sleepy or drunk bus driver, no offense to the bus drivers out there, I would be just as responsible for that man's death as the bus driver. If I seen what's going on and I seen that bus coming and I seen the bus driving erratic, I seen the bus speeding, I know it. I'm getting into safety. I'm backing off. If I just let this group of people stay their butts on the curb without at least saying, y'all might want to back up, y'all might want to back up a little bit. This ain't normal. I catch this bus every day, and that ain't our bus driver. They driving crazy. If I don't say something to the rest of that crowd, I could possibly be just as responsible for the injuries or death to those people as that bus driver is. So I'm going to say, what is the difference right now between that and what we literally see? Now, if you don't see what, if you don't see what, what's coming down the pipe right now, you can't focus on it. You might need somebody else with a better view, with a better vision for you. You might need somebody else that can see a little clearer than you do. See, that's the thing about what's going on right now. Just because you don't see it does not mean it's not happening. Some of us wear glasses, right? Some of us wear contacts. Some of us can hear a little better than others. That's why I don't understand what's so hard to believe about what's going on right now. Why can't some people see it? Maybe your sight ain't as good as everybody else's. Everybody else can see what's going on right now. So, maybe you can't see it. Have you? And that's our problem. We so busy, we will dismiss things that we don't understand. We will dismiss things that we don't see. We will dismiss things that we don't hear or smell or taste. Just because you didn't hear it, see it, taste it, feel it, does not mean that it does not exist. So that's even a form of narcissism. Actually, like if I don't see it, then you know what I'm saying? It don't exist. That means you made yourself the end all be all of how things is gonna go or not go. So you prefer not to do anything about it. What's up, regular gun guy? I seen somebody say hi to you, man. What's going on? So to me, are you doing too much? If your spouse is telling you, you know, we don't need another generator, or we don't need another 12-volt refrigerator, or we don't need any more beans, I'm gonna step on some toes. Listen, that's one of those times where marriages come to a test. Now, like I told you, I've been married over 30 years. Marriages come to a test. And it's times where I don't care how much you love somebody. I don't care how much you love your significant other. It's times to put your foot down to do the right thing. Now, we talking real or we talking fake? Because now, if y'all want to talk about some fake marriages, then we can do that. Well, you could watch that on TV. But if we talking about real marriages, marriages that you want to last long, marriages that you want to be healthy, marriages that you want to endure times like this, I'm going to tell you, there is times, the only reason me and my wife is still together, what's up, B Rich? The only reason me and my wife is still together, it's times, man, where one of us got to put our foot down and be like, listen, do you trust me? See, it ain't about the roles. It ain't about the roles, because a lot of people get that mixed up. I know the man's role, the woman's role, the wife, the husband. I get that. But even us as men, and we're the kings of our castle, it's times where you need to look towards your wife for counsel. You've already spoke to the Father, you know, and ain't nothing wrong, man, with looking over to your wife across the breakfast table and say, so what you think? What you think I ought to do? What you think? That does not take away from your manhood. That does not take away from your manhood, not one bit. As a matter of fact, it builds your relationship stronger because your wife realizes that you value her opinion, making her feel that royalty that she's supposed to feel. When you value her opinion, or ladies, if you value your husband's opinion, that makes that marriage more strong. That's some soldier stuff. Don't you understand? In war, you don't go to any old Joe Blow and ask him, what's our next move, Colonel? No, you go to the dude that you know gonna get the job done. Thank you, JT. And you say, hey, what's our odds of getting out of here? What do you think? What I know what my plan is. I know what I plan to do. But what's your take on it? Because I promise you, in 30 years, you know how many times I was about to make a move, and she said, that's slick. I like that. But what if we added this? Or what if we did it like this? Instead of us coming from the left, we came from the right. That would be a little bit more accurate. I promise you, it's time to put your foot down and make a move right now. If your significant other is like, this is ridiculous and it's a waste of money, this is a question that you need to ask your significant other. Don't keep saying, you can't tell me what to do. I think this is going to happen, and this is what we need to do. Do this, do this. Trust me on this, okay? Ask your significant other, do you trust me? Stop right there. Yeah, I trust you, but don't say nothing after that. That's a yes or no question. Do it just like court. Do it just like court. I didn't ask you all that. I just asked you, do you trust me? Of course I trust you. That's why I'm with you. But didn't ask you no explanation or nothing. Do you trust me? Yes. Do you trust me with your life? Do you trust me with your life? Of course I do. I wouldn't be with you. If you trust me with your life, why don't you trust me now? Because if I feel like your life is going to be threatened in the future coming, why would you stop me from trying to do my part to save you? That holds down a whole bunch of arguments. That holds down a bunch of arguments. Now, if y'all still can't come eye to eye, then it's some bigger problems than just prepping. If you can't come eye to eye on something that freaking simple, okay, then you need to look deeper. And your problem isn't purchasing prepping items. Your problem isn't planting a garden. Your problem goes way deeper than that. Now, that's a little bit of marital advice that I'm going to throw out there. I ain't no professional by a long stroke, but I'm going to tell you that right now. If you are having a hard time trying to convince somebody that I'm trying to save our family or do my part thereof, if they still don't get it, and she would rather spend money on an expensive purse or expensive shoes, or he would rather spend the money on an expensive pair of shoes or the rims on his car, then there's a deeper problem in your situation in the first place. This doesn't have anything. Your problem doesn't have anything to do with prepping. Your problem doesn't have anything to do with any of that. You got some more questions you need to go ask. Both of y'all need to go talk to somebody. So in my opinion, when right now the way I'm thinking, are we doing too much? Absolutely not. We just caught another swarm this morning. It just came in and it's just landed in our equipment. I was going to do a video on that. Just a swarm just came out of nowhere, okay? So now I have 7 hives. 7 hives. Remember, by the end of this season, that's going to at least double. So I'll have 14 hives. I don't know where I'm going to put them. So get this. I want to put them on another plot of land, but right now bees are being stolen. Bees are being literally family. If you don't think now ain't the time to get yourself together, when you can get your nerve up enough to steal a beehive full of bees, that's telling you there's a problem. It's all over the news. It's all over. If you belong to a beekeeping association, it's all over the news bulletins in the beekeeping association that they are literally stealing beehives. So I asked myself, am I doing too much with 7 hives? Because I was going to sell some. Nah, you're not doing too much. I got trees that I haven't even planted yet, but as you see behind me, I got trees everywhere. Thank you, JT. I got trees everywhere around me. Should I keep planting trees? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I am. I'm going to keep planting the trees until it ain't nowhere else to walk. So, I promise you, we ain't doing too much. Listen, if you ask me, in my opinion, we ain't doing enough. We're not doing enough right now. We are in here trying to survive. I don't understand why are they stealing beehives. I'm gonna have you look that one up, okay? You don't understand how valuable bees are. You gotta look into that one. So I'm going to be honest, we're not doing enough. If you are not planting a garden, if you are not growing some kind of food, I don't care whether it's in containers, buckets, tubs, shoe boxes, I don't care. If you ain't trying to do something, raised bed in the ground, it don't matter. It don't matter. If you ain't planting some trees, I don't get fruit trees, something, herbs, if you need to be planting something. If you ain't into beekeeping, you know what? You know what? People don't like beekeeping videos. That's why I stopped doing them for so many years. People don't like them. People don't like them. They're boring. But I said, right now ain't the time for just views. Right now, we better start showing the truth. If everybody know moringa, show a hand of moringa. You know what moringa is. You grow moringa. You know about moringa. You buy moringa powder, whatever it is. Do you? Show of hands. If you either own a moringa tree, buy the powder, whatever. Okay. Now, we can talk about rosemary. We can talk about all of the medicinal herbs that you could possibly grow in your garden. All of this stuff. If you knew how powerful moringa was for your body, if you knew how powerful all of this stuff was for you, why would you hold off on other things that's just as beneficial? If somebody told you how powerful honey was, listen to me now, our ancestors knew how important and how medicinal and how powerful bees in every aspect of a honeybee was. They knew it. Listen, you know what? You can't find a lot of this new fandangle stuff that we dealing with today. We can't find that in no tombs. Some of it you can. Thank you so much for that. Robin, I can't see the rest of your name. Uh it's Rom something. Let me see. Romanuel. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. You can't see a lot of that in no tombs. We see a lot of herbs and stuff in those tombs, but some of this newer fandangle stuff that we dealing with, you don't see that. But you know one thing you can see all the way back to the almost beginning of them finding any traces of mankind. You know it's always next to one of them mummies or next to one of those frozen people on the mountain. It's always honey. Don't you think about how important that is? Am I doing too much with 7 hives? I used to think so. Now I'm like, absolutely not. They've been finding honey in tombs and temples and everything they end up digging up and uncovering for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Some of the most important, royal, powerful people on the planet, for some reason, is always buried with honey. I can't make this up. You do your own research and look. Every one of them. It's always some honey. They have a jar full of their guts, their heart, their lungs. They have jars full of that. And right next to all of the stuff that they felt that they need to take to the next world with them, it wasn't just their heart, their guts, and everything else. It's a big old gigantic jar of honey somewhere in the tomb somewhere. Think about that. So that's why I know you don't want to become a beekeeper. It's a lot of stuff we doing right now that you don't want to do. But right now ain't no time to be nitpicking on what you are and what you ain't gonna do for your survival. That's the part that we don't even understand. This is about our survival. This ain't just for fun. For instance, how many people, I'm gonna put it out there, I'm tired of biting my tongue on it. How many people own a firearm? Anybody? You ain't got to say what, please don't say what kind it is, none of that. How many people own a firearm? If you don't, say not yet or no, or you don't believe in it. You have that right here. I'm gonna dip in on that. A lot of people there, multiple, 5. They throwing up the numbers of them, working on it. Okay, now, Kathy Mars says can't. Uh-oh. No, I'm French. Uh-oh. Yep, it's for protection or hunting. I'm not saying nothing crazy. Not yet. Lost them all in a boating accident. You must have been on that same lake I was on, Big Nicks. You must have been on that same lake I was on. It was a tiny little boat too. I should have known better. I should have knew better. I should have put life jackets on all of them. So you don't believe Ivy, Iva? Okay, you have that right. So okay, I'm gonna stop there and I'm gonna tell you this. Uh, if you don't have one, if you do not have one, and you're growing a garden, you're prepping, and you're doing all the stuff you're supposed to do, who's going to protect it? Who's going to protect it? Give me something now. If we talking real, we grown-ups in here, I hope. Who's going to protect your family? Who's going to protect your garden? And if it all comes down to it, hunting for food. See, I agree with a person that believes in not owning a firearm. I just would like to hear the reasoning when it comes to, to the situation. Sometimes the reasoning is it doesn't match up to the purpose. I've even had somebody say I don't own one because my cousin was killed by a bada 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 bada, or my mother was killed by a gun bada 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 bada. The gun didn't kill your loved one. The gun didn't do it. Your firearm did not do that. Your firearm is not a thinking animal. The person holding it did it. The person holding it. A hammer's job is to drive a nail through the wood. That hammer cannot drive a nail through the wood unless I'm holding it, swinging it in the right direction. Other than that, that hammer will sit there for eternity and rust away into minerals if I don't touch it. Your firearm cannot get up and just walk around and start hurting people. People do that. Because if we want to talk about you don't believe in firearms because they're dangerous and they hurt people, so do cars. But they promote cars all day long. Cars actually kill more people. Actually, they just don't never talk about it. Just drive down the street, run up on a doggone run up on the sidewalk, take some people out. They did not put a ban on cars. They did not stop cars at all. Matter of fact, they're making history record numbers, and they even said, "Oh, we're gonna start making electric cars now." So, you know, dogs kill people. I don't see them euthanizing all dogs. We just gotta think a little bit, man. We gotta use our common sense. If you don't, I have baseball bats everywhere. So do bad people with let me see. I wish I could see some of this. I think protecting yourself is important. Cause who gonna do it? Who gonna do it? Um, who's gonna do that? Who's gonna protect your house? And then what do you think you're gonna protect it with? See, we always have a false. How many people from the hood? Come on, be for real. I know you might not have. You may have made it out by now. How many people really been in the hood, or thank you, Frugal Homestead, or you've even been in war. You've seen war, active duty. The hood ain't too far from that, depending on what part you in, okay? Now, there's scenarios that people never think about when it comes to that. Now, I'm talking to the people that you may not have been in the hood. You may have been raised in a nice neighborhood, never had a problem. You could ride your bike and leave it outside without it being stolen. You know, walk down the street without your mama being harassed. You know, you may come from that. So I'm talking to you. Here's a scenario for you. You always watching on TV, some dude doing his karate and his martial arts. He's always fighting one dude. One badass that been training his whole life, and he fighting one dude. What always take, all right, Detroit, you know what I'm talking about. You already know. I don't even care what part of Detroit you from, but you already know. I'm from Toledo. So get this. Nobody ever know when you hear the knock at your front door, don't go to your front door. You need to be going to the back. Because that's the decoy. Because if you think you about to try to fight off one intruder, you think when you hear that knock on the front door or the jiggle, jiggle, jiggle on the knob at the front, you think that's where they really coming from? If you from the hood, we all know. No, that's the decoy. That's the distraction. They at the back or coming through the garage because they want all the people to come to this door and be guarding this door when they come and run up on you from the back. They come out, make a loud noise. You know, one of my best friends growing up, the way they got him, they set off all their car alarms. And this go out to all the people to keep on running out to their car every time they hear their damn alarm. I want to put this in your head. Your car is insured. Everything in your car should be insured. Nothing in that car, I pray, is worth a human life. bad or good. It's a car. Okay. Every time you hear that car alarm go off, stop running out your damn front door to go put somebody in check or run out there with your pistol. It's a car. Here's the deal. They will set your alarm off on your car so you can't come out. Because if you run out the front door to go see what's going on in your car out front, they already inside your house. And it's never just one dude. And I don't know if you know anything about crackheads and meth addicts or anything else. I've seen them be shot multiple times by multiple officers and keep coming. Listen to me. They will keep coming. So when somebody is doped up off of something crazy, there is no stopping them. You want to have everything to your advantage. When you talking about somebody just trying to run up in your crib, it's never just one dude. Listen, family, what makes a criminal a criminal? A criminal is a criminal because he think he know everything. You know why? Because they always think they can get away with the crime, and they seem to have the best idea on how to get it, how to pull it off. Okay. It's never just one. They sat around talking about you and your house and your belongings for at least a couple of days. At least, that's like I said, they dumb too. At least a couple of days they thought about coming to holler at you. Okay, let's be for real. So what is you gonna do with a baseball bat or a 9-iron? Are you doing too much by, listen to me. If you don't believe in a firearm, the least you can do is do your due diligence and do research on one. Because see, a lot of people don't like firearms because of something traumatic happened to them or their family. It wasn't them that did it. It wasn't the gun that did it. It was the person that had it. I don't understand why even us in the 2A community never, what you gonna do with a crossbow? You might as well take a baseball bat. Have you ever tried to recock a crossbow? You actually need something to recock a crossbow. You need a string, a cocking string. I have one. That's what makes hunting so hard with a crossbow. That's utterly ridiculous. You might as well go out there with, look, with your son's super soaker water gun. A big dog can be taken out by the criminal with a gun. See, we always think of this bullshit Steven Seagal fighting scene. That's what we always listen. The TV has programmed in our brain that's how this is going to work out. A cast iron pan, okay, I'm gonna give you this. A cast iron pan. You go out there with a cast iron pan. You actually hit one dude and you struggling with the other dude. What is the other dude doing? Is he standing on the side watching just like in the movies? Because in the movies, if you look properly, because that's what programmed us with this bullshit. If you look in the movies, Steven Seagal fighting one dude, right? The other ones is fighting in the back like, yeah, I'm next. Where does that happen at? Have you ever heard about getting stomped? Have you ever heard about getting jumped? Man, in real life, the homies don't sit around waiting for their own turn. Nah, they all get you. We're programmed with TV bullshit. Cast iron pan, 9-iron, baseball bats. That'll work somewhat. But I'm telling you, in reality, there's always more than one. If they're going as far as, you got two problems. They're going as far as coming into your home, right? It's either multiple people or you got somebody hopped up on goofballs, okay? That means somebody is high. So hurting them, they ain't gonna get hurt, man. You're gonna have to do more than a swing on them to get them hurt. You don't know if they got a knife. You don't know if they tweaking. You don't know. They hopped up on goofballs. You don't know. And that's the other one. Thank you, Richard Brown. Ain't no rules. You can't say, wait, I'm tired. Hold on, I pulled a muscle in my arm. And nobody ever think of that. You talking about you got a frying pan. As you in shape enough to even start swinging a frying pan in the heat of the moment, is you even in shape enough to start battling another person while your adrenaline running? You will fall and have a heart attack just getting in a fight. I know you want to be seen, my friend. But I'm here to just let you know, we keep thinking everything is just doing too much. It's just doing too much. Just doing too much. It's not right now. Not right now. And while we sitting here making jokes about the situation, them is the same people sitting around making jokes about what we talking about, is the ones that ain't even thinking in reality. And them the ones that always get got, boo-hooing, talk about someone that one of their loved ones just got. Let's be realistic. See, this to me, this is the problem that we have as a community sometimes, is when we are talking about real situations and real life scenarios, everybody makes light of it. You know why we make light of it though? Uh, we make light of it because that was an accident, Miss Jones. That was an accident. Um, we make light of a situation, and usually people make light of it because you scared or you nervous or you don't have an answer. Instead of us making light of, uh, there's nothing wrong with laughing and learning. But when we talk about firearms and possibly the removal of somebody's existence from this planet, it ain't too much funny about that. Hey, Gigi's natural. Because that's a serious situation that you literally have to sit down and think, are you even ready to pull the trigger? Can you do that? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen somebody take their last breath for something that you did? Or, hey, Gigi, what's going on, sis? Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to pull the trigger to protect your family? Because it's a lot more to go into it than that. It's a lot more to it. We dealing with spouses that don't agree with prepping, gardening. We dealing with people that don't want to learn to protect themselves, or all of this, it just keep coming to the same thing for me. Nobody ever gives me a good enough answer. I'm not to say all end all, but I'll be like, every time I ask why, somebody say, cause a gun killed my nephew back in the... Why do we say stupid stuff? Now listen, that's stupid. That's stupid. That makes us no different than racist people when you say stuff like that. A gun killed my cousin. No, the gun didn't. No, the gun didn't. You know, you you can't. If we made rules like that for everything that we do wrong, there would not be anybody left on the earth. A man abused my niece. You know what I mean? A man at the school abused my niece. So what should we do? Kill all men? Get rid of all men? Because if we start there, women is abusing kids at school too. So should we get rid of all women? It's no different, man. It's one person's thought on their actions, what they think is right or wrong. That that gun didn't decide to take a man's life today. That's right, love grown. The gun doesn't decide anything. You do. You do. Hands in dirt say a firearm is a tool just like a drill. It won't do nothing without a user. Amen. And I just want us to just start really thinking about, man, are we living in reality? Or is you just living, I don't know, is you just making stuff, are we just making up things to make ourselves feel better? We keep lying to ourselves and keeping ourselves in that matrix to make you feel better about your decisions you make every day. That's what I think. And that's my own opinion, and I get it. Because it's easy to lie to yourself. It's easy. It's easy to say everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be okay. Is it though? Because let me see. Love grown green gardens is people coming on my land now, breaking down my fence. I'm glad you said that because everybody know Homestead Heart, right? Just about a year or so ago, she had intruders encroaching on her property. That was one of the reasons why she had to get her fence. I already knew how that goes because before I moved on this land, in this house, I had land and I had people constantly encroaching on my property, on my land. I knew all too well how that works. You cannot stop them. And I understand, I'm about to sound real grim. Family, if you have something that people want, they're gonna keep trying to get it. If you got money, people gonna keep trying to scam you out of it. If you have something worth anything, they're going to keep trying to get it out of you. If you have possessions, they're going to keep trying to steal it. If you have money, they're going to keep trying to scam you. Offense is just a, what's the word I'm looking for? That's just going to slow them down. That's just going to slow them down. And hey, Grammy, y'all, it's some things that folks don't want to talk about. What kind of bug was that? Folks don't want to talk about is sometimes the only thing that people like that keep encroaching on your land, keep stealing your livestock, keep stealing your fruits and vegetables, don't think it don't happen. The only thing people understand is staring down a barrel half the time. You gotta, this is why you got, this is what you, thank you, Gigi. Offense is like a deterrent. It just slow them down a little bit. You gotta think about this. Some people, the only thing that stop them from trying to take you out is staring down a long steel tube. And the reason I say that, you got to understand that everybody was not raised like you. It's sad and it's a doggone shame, but it's the truth. Everybody wasn't raised in a nice, trusting, safe community. Some people, lots of people, I'm even going to say more than 50% of people today were raised in, I'm going to say this with the most respect as I can think, unsavory conditions. Where if you don't have a hammer on your hip, you're going to run into something. If you don't always have some form of protection, you might not make it from this party. You might not make it from the store. You think that's crazy? We hear about it on the news, right? And this the part about the news that throws me off, is they always say, and this child, they arrested a kid coming from the store with a bag full of candy. Why did he have a gun? And then they say, yeah, his mama must be a piece of crap. His daddy must be a piece of crap. No, no, no. That's not always how it works. It's because of the situation that they in. that a lot of people put them there and made it so you can't get out, the only way to get to the store or get out of the limits of that so-called neighborhood or project or building, you better come out here with something that can make somebody whistle. Don't come out here with nothing. Don't walk down this alley with nothing. Don't take the trash out with nothing. We ain't doing too much, family. We ain't doing enough. We're not doing enough because there's too many people still thinking of all of this as it's going to be okay. I don't need protection. Until everybody is down with that idea, we're not doing enough. Because there is no reason right now, if you think of all the scenarios I just told you, multiple people bum rushing in your house, multiple people bum rushing you while you just going out to your car in the morning. I done showed y'all some videos that I had to take down. People trying to rob you just getting to your car so you can go to work. People trying to rob you just getting out the car. Now they got this whole thing going on where you'll be on the expressway late at night coming from work, and then one dude slam on the brakes, crash you. You come up to the side of the road to see what's going on. You sorry about that. You ready to exchange your insurance. They ready to exchange your life for what you got in your pocket. The dude on the side come pull on side of you so you can't get away. What you gonna do? I told my daughter, listen, if that happens, keep going. I deal with the legal fees. Don't ever stop. Don't stop. Go to a safe place and call the police and you tell them what you thought just happened. What are you going to do? Those are the real life situations we're dealing with right now. Carjackings and everything else. Everybody wasn't from a nice, prim, sweet part of the hood. They just was not. And when that kid had a firearm or a knife because he had to. And that's how he was raised. So when he's raised that way, he's going to become an adult that think this is the only way I got to handle stuff. It's going to be a lot of people that don't. They're going to always think that things can be handled with a firm discussion. If things so important could be handled with a firm discussion, why are we always at war? Why are so many millions of human beings losing their lives every day in war around the world if everything could be handled with a firm discussion? And a draw, like I have to agree to disagree. Why do we have to get raw? Because everybody ain't screwed in tight. That little dude over there is killing innocent people. I just need somebody to ask why. Why are you killing innocent people? I thought soldiers are supposed to fight soldiers. You ain't supposed to be messing with the innocent people. They ain't got nothing to do with this. These are two leaders fighting. Why you're supposed to be using your soldiers? That's like if you boxing in the ring and then your whole family jumped in to fight this one dude. Where they do that at? What kind of new UFC fighting is this? I thought it was one man against one man. How did the whole family and the whole audience being able to jump in? Because that's what's happening now. Ain't no rules, family. That's my brass knuckle truth right there. The rules are over with. You got lawmakers breaking the law. Stick with me. If you got lawmakers breaking the law, where does it end? When you have law enforcement breaking the law that they're supposed to be enforcing, this 1 week alone, I've seen at least 4 reports of drunk drivers, officers on duty. Y'all have seen it too. I know it pop up in your feed too. 4 drunk driving officers. What kind of life-making or life-savings decisions can you make while you loaded up on Jim Beam? See what I'm saying? If we got lawmakers and law enforcers breaking the law, that means these are the people you waiting on to come and save you and your family with that stern, firm talk. Man, no, I don't trust in nobody but God. All I trust is God. And look, please give me the power to defend myself and my family and everything that's right. I don't trust. Listen, I call them people when I am, how can I put it, at wit's end. Other than that, I try to handle stuff myself. Telling you, same way with medical, you better learn CPR. Stop waiting on the ambulance to get there. Stop waiting for the police to get there. Stop waiting for the fire department to get there. Why come you got a fire pit and you ain't got no fire extinguisher? Do stupid stuff like that. We have been spoon-fed to believe there's always going to be somebody there for you. We have been spoon-fed. Don't worry. We'll always be here to protect you. Even when it comes to your parents ain't here forever. Your mom and your dad said, listen, don't ever worry. I'm always going to be here to protect you. To a point in spirit. But it's going to come a time where you're going to go your separate way and you're going to have to take care of your own family. And it's going to come a time where your mother and your father will pass on and they won't be there physically to take care of you. Spiritually and knowledgeably, yes, what they left you with. But they won't be able there to stand in the way of a bullet or an assailant. What are you going to do? You're not going to always have somebody to stand in the way of your battle. What are you about to do for this battle? Because it's happening. Your garden, listen, your garden and your firearm is no different. Think, your garden and your firearm are no different. You're arming yourself. You're preparing yourself for something bad to come. Everything, listen, look at this. Look at this. Look at this view. Everything is beautiful right now, right? Everything is just gorgeous. Look at the sky. Look at the sky. Now, but those people over there that's fighting that war right now, the day before the bombing started, it was beautiful like this. Y'all seen it? The day before that bombing started, when they was interviewing him like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. He always do that. He always threaten us. The day before it started, it was this beautiful, peaceful. Listen, go back and listen to those interviews. You heard they birds chirping too. And now that whole place looked like the bottom of somebody's shoe walking through a dog kennel. Stop thinking everybody gonna come and save you. It is your time to protect yourself. If your spouse is telling you, no, don't buy that crap, we don't need it, remember what I said in the beginning of this video. Ask your spouse, do you trust me? Yes, I trust. Do you trust me with your life? Yes, I trust you with my life. If they end up telling you no, you got a different problem. But if they trust you with your life, well, let me do this. You know how many times my wife told me, baby, trust me. And I'm like, all right, listen, I'm a man, okay? I'm all right, that ain't gonna work. You trying to tell me what I just told you, and then you ain't gonna tell me what I'm gonna do. Okay. I'm gonna let you do it. Do you trust me? Yeah, I trust you. Go ahead. You so smart. Ain't nothing more sobering than being made a fool of because the other person was right. But you just learned something. Number one, to trust that other person. The other thing you just learned was you don't know everything. The other thing you just learned was they just saved you $100 by switching to Geico. Sometime, man, we ain't supposed to know everything. That's his job. We supposed to depend on one another to try to get closer to him. Think about that. You know how many times she stepped in and said, babe, I don't think that's gonna work. You don't know. And y'all know I'm right, because if you have any kind of spousal support and you dealing with your loved one, your husband, your wife, your roommate or whatever, you know you ain't always right. You know good and well somebody got a little bit better sense than, ain't nothing wrong with your idea. Every invention, for instance, every invention that comes out is wonderful. The light bulb, the light bulb, the automobile, groundbreaking, life-changing inventions. The automobile and the light bulb. Now, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, whatever it was, excellent. Excellent. Changed the entire world, right? It changed the world. But somebody came along and said, you know, I know how to make that light bulb light up a little bit more efficiently by using an LED. That's blasphemy. Nothing wrong with my light bulb. Yeah, it is. Somebody came along and said, I know how to make that car run faster and more economical and more efficient. Somebody came along with fuel injection. That's blasphemy. Somebody came along and was like cranking that car in the front of the car to start your car up. It keep breaking people's jaw and killing people. That crank, when the automobile was first invented, that crank killed a lot of people. Somebody said, listen, we can't keep doing that. We got to find another way to start the car. Here comes the key ignition. Your idea is great, but don't shut other people off from improving on your idea. Don't shut other people off from improving on your invention. If you say we don't need that stuff in our house, why don't you just let them see, let them do it. Let them just, maybe they gonna prove you wrong. And I'm telling you, sometimes being proven wrong will save your life. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you what I've been through in my life, because I ain't always the easiest person to live with, because sometimes I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna work. You know how many times my own children have corrected me to a point and been like, oh, Dad, you know, if you just listen to the story, I'm ready to take the teacher side and I'm ready to take the school side, and come to find out there was a drastic, horrible act of racism that took place here. I'm ready to jump on board with my children and be like, look, you ain't had no business saying that to the teacher. Why you call her that when we lived in Atlanta, my oldest son? Why you call her that and this and that? She said this, I ain't listening to that. If I wouldn't have did more research and just let my son explain, instead of just getting off on him real quick, you know, instead of that, listen to him, hear him out. Then get him and the teacher and the council in the office together so I can see how both parties is about to act when all of these allegations is being said. Once I saw that, the truth just poured out. Your son called me the B word. Oh, okay. I've talked to him about that. So what's going on? So, and they did not want my son to talk. They did not want him to say a word. Well, I've already explained it in the paper. Well, I know that. I want to hear his side, though. I heard your side. I just want to hear his side. Well, there's nothing else to say because the paperwork been signed. Okay, if the paperwork been signed and he is going to be expelled, I still want to hear his side while y'all standing here in front of me. This is not a dictatorship, so let's talk about it. So when he told me why he called her a B, you know what she said? I didn't mean it like that. So you did call my son the N-word. No, they all call each other the N-word. So I was just calling him, you know, what I thought that he, you thought that, you know, his language, the way he talks. Oh, so that's the way my son talked. Did he call somebody else the N-word, one of his homies or something? No. Well, okay. So you assumed. Like he must have assumed that you like being called a bitch. So, think about that. Now, we can either go to court and squash all this. But, of course, I ain't going to make that story long. We lost. I had to take my son to another school. We was in Kennesaw, Georgia. I ain't got to say nothing else. But if you don't, my point is, if you don't listen to the whole story of somebody else's point of view, you will lose. Now, what if I would have took my son home, punished him, scolded him, and everything else because he was just defending his rights. And you made a fool out of him right in front of the school. You called him the N-word several times, everything. Just think, sometimes you got this, and I tell my daughter this, baby, sometimes just shut up. She get that from me. Because sometimes, GG Natural in Leesburg, Georgia. I know what you're talking about. Sometimes we have to shut up so we can hear and see the whole picture. Sometimes just let somebody talk and they'll tell on themselves. Sometimes let people show you maybe that they right. We are not doing too much. We are not doing enough as a community to get ourselves ready for what's to come. We're not. We're not. None of us are. So every time I think, listen, my garden is destroyed. My garden is literally destroyed because I'm just now getting back in my garden after all this time. My life has been in chaos, and it's time for me to come back to my garden and find my peace. And I look at all the things I've purchased over the winter, and what brought this whole video up was I'm like, I literally got about 20 trees that I need to plant that I've been buying all year. Y'all been on the videos watching me do it. Then I asked my wife this morning, you think I'm doing too much? My wife looked at me, sipped her coffee. She said, baby, we ain't doing enough. Don't let that mess out there fool you. We ain't doing enough with what's going on right now. Boy, ain't nothing like having a down chick with you, man. That's a queen right there. Queen stand by you. She know wrong from right, man, whether you like it or not. She know wrong from right, man. She ain't trying to sound right. She is right. That's a queen, man. That's a queen for you. You know, you got a woman or a man standing next to you and they ain't gonna always tell you what you want to hear. They're gonna tell you everything that you need to hear for your own sanity. You ain't gonna like it all the time, man. You know, the people that say, we don't need to keep buying that food. We don't need to keep buying that crap. Man, look, I'm gonna get us some food. You ain't gonna like that. You gonna almost think that that's your wife or your husband is going against you because you said no. This is different than going to buy tickets to the amusement park. This is about your life. If you're telling your spouse no, and all they trying to do is save your life, man, you should, even if you upset about it, you should step back and you should be like, well, show me then, you so bad. I do that all the time. Show me, you think you know what you're talking about, show me. And every time she makes me look like a doggone fool, like, she don't say nothing, cause she know, my pride is hurt, but she got that look like, y'all know y'all look, I can't make it. I ain't that pretty, but y'all know that face y'all look like. Y'all don't say nothing, you sip a little tea, sip your coffee, or drink your smoothie. Don't even look you in the eye, just, you come in like, yeah. I see that plant actually did grow pretty good over there in the shade. I know I didn't want to put it in the shade, but I thought it needed more sun. Yeah, it's doing pretty good out there. You still ain't saying, you ain't saying, you was right. No, yeah, it's doing pretty good. We're going to have to keep our eye on that one. It's okay, man. Bruise your ego a little bit. Bruise your ego. But, man, she just saved you, or he just saved you. Because that plant would have sat there in the sun and burnt up like bacon. Right? Just saying, man. Sometimes you need to get a perspective from somebody else. And I'm going to even tell you this. Sometimes that perspective ain't even up under your same roof. Sometimes that perspective is just watching everybody else around you move, right? Think about that. Think about that. We own this platform because we kind of watching each other move like, oh my God, why is everybody buying food for some reason? Why is everybody canning food for some reason? What the heck is going on? Why is everybody planting gardens all of a sudden? Uh-oh. We just watch the pattern of how we all move. And sometimes we need to take note of that and just, you know, like in the hood, when you see one dude running down the street for no reason, you don't stand there and be like, what are you running from? No, you start running too. And once you get at a safe enough distance, my bro, what happened, man? What you running from? It was a dog about 4 blocks away. 4 blocks? Why was you still running? I don't know. I heard you running behind me. I thought you was the dog, so I thought the dog was still hot on my tail. So, man, sometimes we gotta move and keep. We gotta move with the crowd a little bit. There's nothing wrong with doing your own thing, but you do need to keep your ear to the track and listen for the train coming. You do. Sometimes you do, man. Ain't nothing wrong with sometimes following the crowd if it's for the right reason. You kind of like, why is everybody going to, you at the stadium? Why is everybody heading towards the exit? Why is everybody crowding up the exit? That means you need to be crowding up the exit too. That's because you don't know. Probably been an active shooter. Probably was a stabbing. Everybody is slowly moving or briskly moving towards the exit. I'm leaving too. I don't know what just happened. All the players on the field like this looking up at the bleachers like, yeah, I'm going too. Sometimes we need that. And my word to you, family, before I leave you today, are you doing too much? Are you doing too much prepping? Are you purchasing protection, items for protection? Are you doing too much? Don't be scared of what somebody else gonna tell you in your family, because they're gonna quick, we don't need that in our house. I'm telling you, man, if this is about saving your life, man, I don't agree. I don't agree. Now, that crystal punch bowl, that's a whole nother ball game. But I'm telling you, if it comes to protecting your household, protecting your family, and saving your family's life, growing food, filtering water, solar power, all of the stuff that you can't help, you cannot turn on YouTube and not hear some of it. I don't care what you used to watching. I don't care if you used to watching nail painting videos or weave tying videos, whatever you do, the gluing the weaves on. I don't care what you watch these days. You could be watching them people that like to put on them animal suits and go to them conventions. It don't matter what you watch. Anime them too. Don't matter what you watching. You cannot turn on your platform, your YouTube platform, without seeing people like me. Anymore. There's not too many platforms that you can do that anymore. Think about it. No matter what you like to watch on YouTube, you can't help, they will always inject a platform like me in your mix. I don't care if you like cooking videos. Guess what? You're gonna find me cooking them doggone meats and sausages on that grill, that rocket stove. Somewhere in there, I'm gonna be in there, and other people like me. You know why? If it was not important, I wouldn't pop up in y'all feed. Other of these preppers and the gardeners, we wouldn't pop up in your feed if YouTube didn't even think it was important. Think about it. I remember I used to get all kind of music videos all the time. Not no more. Gigi's Natural pop up. Hands in the Dirt pop up. Cali Homestead with Pooh Bear pop up. Carbon Q pop up. Regular Gun Guy pop up. All it ain't cause I click on their channels. That's how I found them in the first place. They just start showing up. See? Cause they know YouTube they funneling this stuff to the people, man. Because they know you better be getting yourself together. And listen to this. Stop watching just American news. Stop watching just American news. It ain't always about the algorithm either, Chris. Everybody think the algorithm is some magical beast. It's not. It's not all about the algorithm. Sometimes it's somebody back there pulling the strings. Right? You ever seen the Oz, Richard Pryor? It's somebody back there pulling levers sometime too. I'm just letting you know. It ain't all about no magical algorithm, because if it was a magical algorithm, it will be easy to control it. It's a lot of people that think that algorithm run everything. It don't. It'll be easy to control. All you got to do is see what the algorithm is. Now, if it worked this way, see what the algorithm is, and they be like, oh, they like this video. Oh, they like me to say that. They like this, they like this, they like this. And then that's all you would put out. But people do that, and then they channel do still fail and don't get no views. So if the algorithm is that perfect and that cut and dry, which people think for some strange reason, why don't it work for everybody? It's easy to see somebody's pattern on how they do stuff. No. Sometimes, man, it's some people pulling the chain and telling us what we should be doing right now. I promise you. Think about this. Stop watching just American media. Stop watching just American politics. Stop watching just our news. You need to be watching world news. If you watch world news, their news is way different than our news. Our news is always reminds me of that TV show Friends. You know that Chandler want to hook up with Jennifer Aniston. You know what's going on, but they ain't saying it. Chandler and Monica now. You know that Jerry Seinfeld want to hook up with Elaine, but they ain't saying it though. It's all watered down. It's all watery. It's all like, water. Our news is so moist and fluffy. When you watch world news, somebody said even the BBC be raw. If you watch the world news, they got them in the world news in all these other countries, prepping, telling the truth. They're even talking about us and how dumb we are because we think that we're going to have some help. Other news sources around the world are talking about us Americans as they think they stuff don't stink. They ain't even getting ready for this. They don't even understand. We're already dealing with it. We dealing with the famine. We dealing with the shortages. We dealing with it. And we sitting here goofing around. We're the laughing stock of the planet. And until they find life in outer space somewhere, we're the laughing stock of the freaking universe. Think about that for a second. That's deep right there, even for me. Kind of gave me the willies. Until they find life out there somewhere, we're the laughing stock of the whole freaking universe, because we're the only ones that keep saying, this ain't gonna happen to me. No, we good. I don't need to learn your language. You need to learn English. Listen how stupid that sounds. You know what's funny about people that say you need to learn English, and we don't need to learn your measurements. We don't need to learn your language. You know how dumb that sounds? This the part that gets me. Because those other countries know our language. They know it. They may not speak it very, very well fluently, but they know our language and about 14 other ones too. We the only ones that think the whole world is supposed to bow to our knees and make them learn our language. You need to learn how to understand me. Think about that, how that works in a doggone marital relationship. I don't want to have to understand you. You have to understand me. So I don't know why we do that, have to teach you how to understand me. Why do we do that to other countries, people like that? You know how dumb we look doing that? We're the only ones that don't speak several languages. When you find somebody that speaks several languages, you look at them like, oh my God. Ooh, wow. That's incredible. Think about that. We think people that speak one or two different languages is magic. It's like watching David Blaine them, David Copperfield. You go to other countries or listen, this is how crazy this is. When you listen to world news around the world, the news reporter will be talking in English and they clearly understand like, oh, you speak English. So then they start talking like well the war the bombs they them drop they come my family and they had to sync up like what you want me to talk, which one you want me to talk, Spanish, French, what do you, African, what you need. The reporter ain't got to change or skip a beat. The dude just figure out, okay, this reporter is speaking English. Or, okay. And he just switch. We the only ones that be on the news talking about something. I am hungry. I need drink. You know how embarrassing that is? We're the only ones to do that. You don't think we we ain't doing enough. We ain't doing enough. See how we so spoiled, we think we're okay. We're so spoiled. Other countries is getting ready because who the hell says if something pop off, you're gonna still be in America? I got my passport just in case. If we have to evacuate, who just say you got to evacuate your city? Then who says you just gonna be evacuating your state? Across the water over there while they fighting, they got people evacuating to different countries to get away from that mess. So you go to this other country, you're not familiar with the language, and you over there think about if you don't know a certain language of all the different languages around you, your borders, if you don't know the different languages, imagine if we as Americans had to be evacuated to Mexico and a lot of us don't speak Spanish, right? You gonna be in Mexico like food, food, drink, tequila. No, no, but you see how dumb that is? If we had to go over there and you don't know it, what you gonna do? You know how dangerous it is to go to any other country and you don't speak the language? Because they can take full advantage of you because everybody ain't for you. When all of this mess goes on, when war takes place, when devastation takes place, natural disasters, and they gather everybody up in one of them doggone stadiums, everybody in that stadium is not God-fearing. Everybody in those war zones and those camps is not God-fearing. Some of those people are straight up demons, and they mean you no good. So you might have to be shoved into a camp or an encampment situation with a bunch of monsters, criminals, felons, rapists, murderers. That storm or that hurricane or that tornado did not just pick on good people. It destroyed homes of good people and it destroyed hideouts for monsters and criminals. So it all flooded all these same people in this stadium together. Do you think just because they're in this bad situation, they gonna stop being a criminal, stop being a rapist, stop being a murderer? No. If you look at it, the truth, how many people dies in those doggone stadiums? Not from the hurricane, stabbings, rapes occur in those doggone stadiums and all those safety spots they have you going. Think about that. A lot of the hurt and the harm happens to you when you are in one of those encampments. So how are you going to protect yourself? You waiting on the man with that red cross on his jacket to come and save you from the murder and the rapist? You better get better with yourself. Get better with yourself, because that don't even make no sense. That's why I don't go nowhere with it. I don't care what kind of pocket knife I got it. I don't care. My kids, my wife and my kids know that I carry something on me so much to the point my wife be like, you got a knife on you? I know you do. That's her word to me. I know you do. If she need to cut something, baby, hand me your knife. She don't ask me, do I got one? Hand me a knife. Hand me a knife. Because she know I got one and she know it's sharp. I might add 2 or 3 of them on me. You cannot wait for everybody to be here for you. And that's the end of that. I'm going to let this go. Please, family, open your freaking mind. And if you're asking yourself, because you got inside your house is full of plants and vegetables, because mine is. Outside your garden is too much garden, so much that you can't plant it all at one time. So you're trying to force everything in different places. You're not doing too much. Family, you're not doing enough. Keep prepping. Keep going. Because in my own opinion, our very survival depends on it. I'm not kidding. Our very survival is depending on the decisions that you're making right now. Every decision that you're making right now is either a step backwards or forwards for your survival. Are you storing food? Are you storing water? Can you filter water? Do you have solar power? Do you have solar panels? Do you have refrigeration? Do you have medication? Do you have a way to leave? Do you have transportation? If you can keep answering no to all of that stuff, you might be in some trouble. And my last question, what are you waiting for? Right? That's it. That's all I got. I got about 8 minutes. Any questions before I go? I'm going to just answer questions. I ain't going to do no long, drawn out answers either. Just so I've been talking enough. I keep looking like, man, I'm doing too much. I'm overwhelmed. That water shortage is happening right now, and I'm going to put out that video. I got another video I need to put out about that my dehumidifier. I'm going to put out another video about my dehumidifier. Everybody need a dehumidifier. I'm going to put out that video tomorrow for you. I have 200 more trees cut down to make room for more fruit trees. How are you dealing with the wasp and hornets near your home and garden? I don't even care about wasp and garden. That don't got nothing to do with my security, safety, food, nothing. I don't even think about them. That's how. Wasps. What should those that can't get a firearm do? It's so many answers to that. I couldn't answer that in just one way. Should you keep squash covered or just spray with neem oil? I would have to look at your situation, my friend. When you say keep it covered, I don't know what you're talking about. And spraying what with neem oil? Advice for storing water. I have a dug well and I consider emergency source. Is that enough? Right now, there is no enough. There is no too much. Store as much water as you can. Grow as much food as you can. Everything is not enough. What about long-term water storage? You can't have enough. You just keep storing it. And look, let me show you. This is what I mean. And this is a quick answer to your question. You see that 55-gallon drum right there? Full of water. I got another one next to it, and I got them all around my land. I wish I could take you around and show you. But all around my land, I just store water, and it kind of be out of sight. You store it in whatever you need to store it in, and then you can fix the water later. Don't be trying to put a whole bunch of filtered water in these jugs because it's going to go bad anyway. Just store the water and fix it later when you need to drink it, when you need to use it. Do you put a certain amount of your crop and eggs aside for giving away? This is a bad time for that life with Dre, Bo. Because what do you mean by put a certain amount aside to give away? To give away to who and for why? To give away to people that ain't doing what everybody on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all these other platforms is what the news is urging you to do? You gotta look at it like that. The whole world is telling you to store your freaking food. Save your freaking money. Filter your water. Am I saving and doing all this hard work for people that making jokes about what we're doing? No, I'm not. That's the last thing on my mind. Cause see, here's the thing about that, and that's a good question, kinda, because um that's so, in a way, that's so wrong, and there's so many different branches off to that question, because that means somebody's just sitting off in the rafters waiting for us people like me to do all the hard work so they can come in and say, we have no food, we have no water, please. No, nah, get out of here. No, absolutely not. Now see, this another thing that people need to think about too. Do you think you're just gonna walk up to somebody and ask for a handout and it's not gonna be no exchange? Somebody just said bartering. You think it's not gonna be no exchange? And here's the crazy part again. We're not living around all okay people. Some people don't want you to exchange some wine for your bread. Some people don't want you to exchange some carrots for your cucumber. Some people are going to want your daughter or your son. See? So if you ain't stocking and saving your own food, and all we thinking about bartering for decent folk. I keep telling you, and I can't tell you enough. There are evil people all around us. You go to Walmart, and at least a third of them is evil people. At least a third. So you trying to tell me, if I come and bring you some wine, man, I got some wine, I got some fuel. Okay. How old is your daughter? You know what? Never mind. Yeah. How much food you need? Yeah. Okay. Leave the girl and you can have it. Do you really want to be ready to be confronted with that question? Leave your little son there. Leave him and you could take a bag of this grain. Come on now. Think about the real truth. You think everybody is going, oh, I got some bread. Hey, let's trade me for some carrots. Oh, wonderful. Awesome. I got some apples. Hey, here's some pears. No. Bartering is going to go just like in that stadium. You're also going to be bartering with monsters and demons. And you won't even know it. And then all you did was, when you approached said demon or monster, you just told them that you are so desperate. You need to ask them for food. So immediately, you know what they do? Immediately, they know you weak. And look, guess what? We ain't giving you nothing, and we taking the girl. What you gonna do about it? Y'all both look like, all y'all look like y'all ain't ate in 3 days. You ain't got enough energy to fight me. Everybody keep thinking everything is gonna be like on TV, man. That garbage, that bullshit. It's not. We're walking around monsters and demons every day. They look just like me and you. Everybody don't want your wine. Everybody don't want your cucumbers. Everybody don't want your apples. Some people want your soul and the souls of your family and your children. Listen, that's not even an extreme scenario. Everybody thinking it's extreme. It's not even an extreme scenario. Dig it. That happens to this very day when, look, everything's supposed to be peaceful and wonderful, right? That happens to this day. You know how many people end up in a drug house or something and say, I ain't got no money. I got this VCR. No, I don't want no VCR. That your daughter? Yeah. She good girl. She smart too. Oh yeah? Leave her here and I'll hook you up. Do you know how many females and males, for that reason, have been taken advantage of for that same simple everyday scenario? Now that's the times we live in right now. Or your wife, correct. That's what we're living right now. People, as we're speaking, are being taken advantage from for everyday normal situations. It ain't got nothing to do with war or pandemic, nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. That's just how evil mankind can be amongst each other. So in extreme situations, take that up a couple notches. So don't think that's far-fetched. If you think that that's not true and that couldn't happen, you're sheltered and you don't know people very well. You don't know many people. And I'm gonna tell you this: if you think that just happens in the hood, you wrong again. That happens in the most highest, most pristine places and neighborhoods that you can think of. And it ain't got nothing to do with drugs. It might have to do with power. It ain't all, because I know people like, oh, that's just crackheads and black folks in the project. No, it ain't. Sometimes it's about power. You will give up anything, your children, you will piece out your daughter or your son just so you can have that high-rise office in the corner and you get to do the next ad for the big magazine. We watch it every day. Let's be for real. So if you know it's monsters out here like this, why aren't you preparing again? So we ain't got to prepare. We don't have to prepare ourselves for no catastrophic downfall of mankind. We got to prepare ourselves for our everyday demonic brothers and sisters. We got to prepare ourselves for now. Everything that we said, plant a garden, solar, water, food, that is to live through this. Because if you're planting your own dang on food, you're growing your own food, you just gave yourself a raise. So now you ain't got to go rent yourself out to your boss to go make more money. It's other ways to get a rise and rise above all of this crap without selling your soul or selling the soul of your children to your boss so you can get a position. You know how many people do that every day? Again, you're not doing enough. And then when it come down to it, when your boss want to take advantage of you, how are you gonna protect yourself? Again, that question keeps coming up. 2A for life. I hear so many times, even just on television, and even people I know in my life, I couldn't stop him from getting on top of me. I couldn't stop him from grabbing me. I couldn't stop him from this and that. If you had that tool on your keys, you woulda. Cause a couple of pokes between the ribs with that'll make everybody shut up. I don't understand, like, why do you have to keep hearing these stories over and over until somebody literally half-ass kill you before you do anything to make a difference? See, and all I'm talking about is normal, everyday situations. I ain't talking about no catastrophe, did I ain't talking about no grand scheme of the destruction of the earth. I have not said that. I'm talking about an everyday situation, why we should be prepping. So you gotta tell me this. Why not? Then answer me this. What is it gonna hurt? What is it gonna hurt? Because people can't say, well, we spending too much money on that. You would spend that much money on some shoes, some clothes, some cars. Everybody got a car in their driveway that's worth about at least $15,000 to $20,000. Totally unnecessary. So why not get at least $5,000 worth of food? It don't make no sense. You know, it do this to me. This what kind of sense that make to me when people prefer to purchase a car and clothes and all that garbage, right? But ain't got no furniture in the house, ain't got no food in the house, ain't got no, think about this. To me, that's like a person that goes off and purchases a $2,000 firearm and ain't got no bullets. Think about that. You'll go out and purchase a $2,000 firearm and you don't got no bullets. You only buy one box of range ammo and think you doing something. Number one, that's dangerous to be trying to protect yourself with. Number two, why did you spend $2,000 on a firearm and you only spent, now the prices is so high, you only spent $24 to $30 on a 50 rounds of ammo? All right, eco neighbor, what's up, brother? See how dumb and backwards we be thinking? You should have been bought $2,000 worth of ammo, which is our food, our garden, our preps, our solar. Spend the $2,000 on your ammo, and then spend the $500 on the gun. It don't it. We do stuff so stupid. I listen to this every time I go into the gun store. I listen to these young people in there like, yeah, they discussing the ammo. Yeah, man, I got that Glock 19, boy. I know a standard Glock 19 is gonna run you about $5.99 plus tax and title, all that, right? Let's just say $6.50 out the door. But they arguing over range ammo. Oh man, the price of this ammo, woo, whoo. I ain't paying $24. And then if you talking about self-defense ammo, you talking from anywhere from 35 to 50 and up for self-defense ammo. Oh, I ain't buying that. I'ma just load mine up with range ammo. You paid $24 for range ammo, but you paid $650 for the gun. So once you run out of those 50 rounds, all you got is a big brick. You might as well go in your backyard and pull a brick out your mama garden and walk around with that on your hip. Right? We got to stop thinking like that. So get your garden together, get your solar together, get your preps together, and then worry about the small stuff. Then let's focus on the small stuff. We doing everything ass backwards. So I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. I went off on a tangent again. I tried not to, but I can't help it. Some of them questions, boy, they baffles me. They baffle me when people take their own safety and security for granted. So I'm not here to try to convince you on what you should and what you shouldn't be doing. I'm not here for that. I am going to ask you to do me a favor. Just think about it. I want you to really literally sit down and be a grown up and an adult and a responsible adult and think about the questions that's been asked here today. Straight up. With yourself. Don't even talk to nobody else about it first. Talk to yourself and be like, can I protect myself? If three dudes was about to jump me, if three dudes was about to rape me, if three dudes was about to think about that. If I had to eat only what I had in my house, would I make it 90 days? Could I stay in my house for 90 days without leaving? Say there's some kind of uh, gas in the air and they telling you to stay in your home. Can you stay in your house without leaving outside the house for food and water? Could you stay in your house for 90 days without food or water? And you need way more than 90 days. I'm just telling you, that's the easy one. Can you stay in your house for 90 days without food or water? Could you? Could you really? Be for real with yourself, not me. You ain't got to lie to me. You only lying to yourself if you can't. Food and water for everybody in your family for no less than 90 days. Could you stay inside your house with literally not opening the front or the back door to come outside? You do act like the air is toxic. Could you stay in your house? Could you stay in there? They told you the radiation levels is high. Don't come out your house. Anything out there is already gone. Could you do it? And ask that. If you answer no, you got work to do. If your spouse says no, they got work to do. Telling you. And if, fellas, if this is your queen, sometimes, if you love your queen, her opinion does not mean she's trying to overstep her bounds. Sometimes her opinion is so she does not let her king become destroyed. Sometimes her opinion, when everybody else on the outside is trying to connive you and sneak on you and get at you. You know, they want something from you. They doing something to you. Sometimes all you got is God and your queen by your side. Ladies, your king is the same way. We can't write off their judgment all the time, their decisions, their opinions, because if they really love you, and you really trust them, they are not trying to do nothing to hurt you. Just think about that. If your wife or your husband is there for you for everything and they got an opinion that you don't quite agree with, they are not trying to do nothing to hurt you because you are part of them. Y'all together. So why would they hurt you when they know it's going to hurt them too? Right? Now, if you don't trust your spouse that much, and you don't trust their opinion, and you don't trust their decisions, then your problem is way bigger than anything we're talking about today, and you may need to work on that. So I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking about the real down kings and queens out there that's holding it down for one another, and you don't want nothing to happen to your husband. You don't want nothing to happen to your wife. You just want to see and have the best for them at all times. Period. That's all I'm saying. All right? Everybody have a wonderful day. And everybody keep talking about fasting. What was that? I saw something about fasting. Yeah, fasting is good. Then why the hell are you with them? Thank you for that, because I didn't want to say it, but if you can't trust them and you don't value their opinion, listen, I'm the last say so in my household, but I value my wife's opinion to the point sometimes I don't like it. Sometimes I do not like it. But she ain't steered me wrong. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, see, I told you, didn't I tell you? But if I didn't hear her point of view, then I just put her at the level of my children. See? I didn't put her at the level of my queen, as my wife, as my mate, my life mate. You know, I didn't put her here. I put her down to the position of my children. Like, you do as I say. You watch my every move. Stand back and learn something. I got children. I don't need no children. I need a queen. And if you're not, some of us get our roles mixed up. Are you talking to your queen or your king, or is you talking to your children? It's a big difference, because some of us start talking to our king or our queen like we're talking to our children. It's a difference. You just shut up and do what I told you to do. You see that the line got crossed. You supposed to be telling her, then she tell the kids. You just totally overstepped. You bypassed her, went straight down to child level. You talking to her like she a child. It's a difference. And I'm telling you, family, a lot of us do it because we've been brought up that way and we don't know no better. And if we don't discuss as adults amongst one another, when we see somebody else's relationship doing good, we need to ask those people in that relationship, even if it look like it good and it's really not good, we still need to ask questions like, hey, how y'all make that work like that? We need to have real discussions, because out here right now, if we're in bad relationships, I'm gonna stretch this on a little bit more. If we're in bad relationships at a time like this, when it comes down to it, if you can't trust them now, when the boot hit the poop, you think you're gonna be able to trust them then? If you can't trust your wife or your husband now, if all hell break loose, what make you think you're going to trust them then? They're going to be ready to leave you to go with the first person with some food or some water. If they say, listen, I can't take both of y'all, well, leave him. He needs to lose some weight anyway. Leave him here, just bring me. And he'll take care of them kids, I guess, or something. If you can't trust them now, the way the world is going right now, you think you're going to trust them when something real pop off? You need to have a long conversation with your loved one ASAP like today. Because what's going on right now is not a game. If you think it's a game, then you might not mind being talked to like a child. Some women talk to me like that too. Oh, okay, honey. That sounds like he need a mama, and she don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Right now, we ain't doing enough. That's all I'm saying. All right. We ain't doing enough. You're gonna look out at your garden, you're gonna be looking at all that stuff you need to do and accomplish. You be like, man, I'm doing too much. I'm working too hard. This is like a job. Damn right it's a job. Trying to survive and live is a job. Trying to survive and live is a job. I don't know why everybody think it's supposed to be simple. It ain't supposed to be easy all the time. Some of this stuff you gonna bleed out in this garden. You gonna bleed out here trying to make your way, to break loose. Some people don't want to break loose from this freaking fantasy island that we live in. They like it. They like it. They don't want to change. But whether you want to change or not, change gonna come. It's gonna come, and it's coming real fast, whether you want it to or not. Plain and simple. You know how many people used to say, damn automobiles, I like my horse and buggy. I don't need anything else. There's no such thing anymore. I mean, it is, but really? They're in museums and the Amish ride them. If you ain't ready for change, you're going to get rolled over. You're going to get rolled over if you're not ready for this new world that they got coming. Not got coming. I gotta stop saying that we live in. Because everybody keeps saying, what's about to happen? About to happen. That always makes me laugh. What's about to happen? What are we preparing for? They're talking in a future sense, right? When people ask that, they ask as, what's coming? You mean what's here? Not what's going to happen, what's happening. I just need you to think about that. You think this is the same way it was 10 years ago? Look at all that happened. No, what has happened and what is happening. Look at it. Walking outside wearing a mask is some normal stuff. Before, you would think this dude is about to rob you. If somebody come out with this whole ski mask on, you think this mug about to rob you blind and might take your life. Somebody come in a hoodie. Think about this, and all due respect, I ain't gonna mention that young man's name, but I'm gonna say this. It was a young man had his life taken away from him years ago. Had on a hood, eating a pack of Skittles. At the time, they thought that was thug attire. Thug attire. A hoodie. At night, eating Skittles. It's every day now. Everybody got on a mask and a hood or a ski mask trying to eat. Imagine that made headlines and changed the world, but now it's normal. It's normal. Matter of fact, we go walk into a store and somebody ain't got one on, you be like this. Look at all of the norm that we've made. Everything made normal. When you see some food on a shelf, you don't just grab one box. You try to get as much as you can carry. Just because you know it might not be there tomorrow. Quick, I keep saying I'm gonna go, but I got too much good stuff for you. I ordered 2 trees from this nursery online. I promise you, please tell me if you had this situation. I ordered 2 trees from this nursery. The day it was supposed to be delivered from FedEx, the day it was supposed to be delivered, then the delivery thing went away. And I'm like, because I'm the tracking. I'm like, what happened? The day after, they told me giving you a full refund, and your order has been canceled. So I get an email that I just read today, because the email just came in this morning, of stating why it was canceled. They don't have any stock, and they couldn't shut the website down soon enough to say it's out of stock. This place is totally out of stock of everything, but all their stuff is still showing that it's for sale. Now, that could mean a billion different things, and I'm not gonna get into the conspiracy crap of that. All it means is I ain't got 2 trees from a well-known nursery. So I ordered 2 trees. I'm gonna tell you why I ordered 2 trees. I ordered 2 trees because I was like, I better get another one just in case the first one don't make it. I better get 2. Right now, when we say 1 is none and 2 is 1, that just don't go with your ammo. That just don't go with your gear. That go with your garden too. Don't just plant 1 cucumber plant, plant 2 or more. That just don't go with your ammunition. That goes with your fruit trees. If you find an apple tree, get 2 of them boys. Because right now, there isn't anything left. How many people remember me going and buying all them blueberries last year? Anybody? Last season I got the clearance on them. How many people seen that? Show of hands. How many people saw me pick up all them doggone blueberries last season? What was it, like fall? Fall. I'm gonna show you something. I seen a copperhead. That's why I'm out here with that steel. Okay. Just to let you know, y'all know as well as I know, I just got all of these ones you see in the bucket. All the ones you see in the bucket, I got last fall. And you can go back and see the video to prove it. Matter of fact, I'm going to link it to the end of this video. Watch this. Watch this. This is what's behind me. I cut the bottom of the buckets open. I leave them in the container because, believe it or not, blueberries do better in a container. But I want them also being fed by the nutrients of the earth. So I don't water them or nothing, and they still look like this. And fruit, because all I do, I'm going to fill them in with grass clippings and mulch, right? Around the container. You will never see the container until it busts out of that. All of these started busting out the bottom. You cut the bottoms off and just set your doggone container there and cover it with mulch. And then you're going to get fruit. Remember, all of these was those. Look, still got the tag on some of them. Remember? So I got each one of these for like $5, $4, something. Look at that. See? Now look, same one, same one. Now look, fruit. I just cut the bottom off so they don't get too much moisture. Look at that. I took this whole plot of my land and made a blueberry field out of it. The whole dang on thing. Because at the time I'm like, I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. But now I'm like, I'm glad I did this. Because I got more berries than even the birds can eat. Right? Am I doing too much? I don't think so. I'm planting food for my future. This is the future we doing this for. Look at this. My garden looks awful. But I promise you, I'm still going in. My garden is neglected. But I'm not stopping. I'm not doing too much. I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough, family. So my word to you, I'm going to do a more exclusive video on the blueberries and what kind of blueberries they are, the varieties. But I just want to let you see. See, I got this whole thing behind me. This whole thing is behind me. All these blueberries. I probably got about 30 or 40 plants back here. Am I doing too much? It looked like I was doing too much a couple years ago, but not no more. I'm not doing enough. I would love to have my yard all beautified and beautiful. I would. And nice little walking path, gardens, walking, I could walk through here and have nice beautiful stuff. You can't eat beauty. Listen, Lemon Lane is overgrown. I'm gonna show y'all that too. Lemon Lane is overgrown. And it's a reason why she overgrown. I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. The reason she overgrown, because I got blackberry vines this thick. They grew up through there last year. I don't know what the deal was this year where they came up thicker than my thumb. And I let the grass grow because I was like, I don't want to get rid of these blackberry, let off blackberries big as a silver dollar, right? Arapaho blackberries. I used to have Arapaho, Navajo, yeah, something else, but those two majorly. Let off those big giant silver dollar blackberries. That vine came back with a vengeance. So I'm gonna move that vine over here. So that's why I ain't cut the grass over there. I just like, man, I just got to get up and start propagating them blackberries, and I got tons of them. So before I actually propagate it, I'm going to do a video and show you. Might even do it live. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm having too much fun. I love talking to y'all, I do, because there's so many people. Sometimes all they need is a reminder, a little wake-up call. Like, am I doing too much? You ain't. You ain't. Please look, let me show you this. How many people, SOS, my shirt is being made. SOS, save our seeds. Look at this. The reason I haven't planted in this garden, I'm about to till this up. You see all them doggone broccoli seeds? I guess I can take this off. This is how we live. I told her I got to get out here and I got to get these seeds. But I'm not about to till my garden under yet because I need these. How many people is having problems finding seeds? How many people? See, normally I would have tilted this over in the spring, early spring. It's still been raining. How many people is having problems finding seeds? And if you get the seeds, remember, didn't used to be no count on the seed pack. How is all of a sudden you buy a pack of seeds for like almost $4 now, and it got like 5 seeds in it? Somebody said, blueberries do better in container. Can I just leave them in there, and should I put? Yes. What would you recommend? Just leave them in a container. You could put them in the ground. They do fine everywhere. Seems like they do wonderful in a half shaded, half sunny area. Leave them in a container. I just cut the bottom off. I can't lift none of the pots because they stuck into the ground now. But if you having problems finding seeds, when you do find the seeds, it got 5 seeds in it. And then half of them don't even germinate. How many people, really, I need to know this. How many people is having that problem? Because she's in there planting seeds from stuff that we just purchased last year, and the germination rate is horrible. But everything that we keep saving pop up. She keep pulling me out here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at onions done grew. Look at this. Look at this. All of our seeds are coming back. How many people are having problems with that seed situation? Either you can't find some, or you find some and there's only 5 seeds in the pack, and then low germination rate. See? I'm gonna tell you this. Germination, somebody said germination has been bad. Yes, it is. But you know what's just popping up? Everything we planted from our own seeds. You better save your seeds. If you have a garden, this is what I advise you do, because this is what I used to do. Take a couple of them plants. If you planting in the ground, take a couple of them plants and dig them up and put them in a bucket somewhere or container, something to the side. Let them just go to seed. And then plow your stuff under. But if you growing in containers or 5-gallon buckets, always keep a bunch of them off to the side. You know they're gonna look bad, but keep a few of them to the side. Let them seeds grow. Because if you don't, you better save our seeds. SOS. T-shirt coming out tomorrow. Save our seeds. It ain't just save our bees no more. SOS. We all need help. Save our seeds. Don't be throwing seeds. Even when it comes to seeds that fruit that you eat. If you eating a watermelon, man, spit them seeds out on a napkin. Don't throw that away. Save our seeds. SOS. If you are eating a cucumber, spit them seeds out on a napkin. Don't eat them seeds. If you eating squash, pumpkin, anything with seeds in it or on it, you better save them. Save our seeds, because what even the places that I do see have stores, a lot of big box stores got the seeds. The prices are through the roof. And if the prices ain't through the roof, you go to pick the bag up, you shaking it. You don't even hear the sh no more, do you? And then you start feeling it. You put it down in the corner of the pack. You know how we do. Damn, that don't even feel like nothing in there. Man, they doing us dirty. I'm not buying no more seedless grapes. I'm not, if it ain't got no seed in it, I don't want it. I'm not buying nothing to say seedless watermelons. For what? You listen, I'm gonna throw some stones here. I'm gonna throw some stones. If you buying a seedless watermelon in a day like today, you must be a fool. You must be a fool, a special kind of fool. If you are buying seedless grapes right now in what we going through right now, you must be some special kind of fool. Ain't no doggone way I'm eating nothing. Number one, you need to explain better to me how you pulled that off without something. You need to explain that to me. Because that was made in a lab. I don't care how you cut that. I don't like that. Now, I understand natural cross-pollination, but you ain't cross-pollinated nothing that don't have no seeds in it. That's some bullshit, okay? I'm not eating nothing else without no seeds. After I eat this grape, if it can't give me new baby grapes, if I want to plant, I want the option. I want the option to be able to grow. If I want some squash seeds, if I want some pumpkin seeds, if I want some cucumber seeds, I want the option. We are literally paying more money. We're paying more money for less. Before, you was paying a price, and after you eat your food, you got some seeds that you can grow some stuff yourself. Now you paying more. They got you paying more for seedless, because they think, and they have brainwashed us into thinking seedless is not even inflation. Seedless is a convenience, so you don't have to spit out your seeds. So we save that for you. You mean to tell me, sucker, out of all the stuff you could have did for me, why ain't you made it a better way so I could pay this light bill or this gas bill? You mean to tell me you are that worried about the convenience of me spitting out seeds in a napkin, which we was all raised doing, that alarmed you so much that you spent millions of dollars for scientists to go in a lab and figure out how to make this stuff not have seeds in it? See, none of that even make no sense to it. So it's something bigger to that. It's something bigger to that. Now think about it. You mean to tell me out of all the things you can help to improve my whole life, you went and spent millions of dollars, not on housing, not on affordable housing, not on lower wages, not on upper wages, not on insurance and ways people can, no. You wanted to figure out how to spend millions of dollars so I don't have to be inconvenienced by spitting a seed in my napkin. Does any of that sound right to you? I'ma just take it from there. You don't gotta believe in some stuff that ain't right for us. That's right. It sound like it's somebody said it sounds sinister. That's because it is. They just packaged it up and wrapped it up all in a pretty package. But there is no effing reason for you to be making seedless food. Listen to me. If you that rich and you that pompous where you don't want to spit seeds out while you eat said fruit, if you're so rich and you're so stanking at it, pay somebody to take damn seeds out for you. It's cheaper. Yo, pay you a helper, seed helper. Call him something. De-seeder, whatever you want to call him. Pay this dude to take your seeds out your grapes before you eat it. That's what they did back in the Roman days. Pay this dude. Why did you spend millions and millions of dollars and made a decision for the masses, for the world, for the country that, yeah, y'all ain't getting no more seeds? Well, we want seeds. You don't need them. But sir, we telling you we want to keep the seed. We don't mind spitting a little bit. Matter of fact, we got a little game we play with. Nah. Believe me, I'm doing what's best for you. How many times have we heard that garbage? I wanted to curse bad on that one. How many times have we heard that? I only want what's best for you. That's why we taking the seeds out of your grapes. If you want what's best for me, man, can you cut down on this child support a little bit? Don't, man. Leave my seeds alone. But see, if they do it over a span of time, after a while, it becomes normal. And then when you do crunch onto a seed and break your doggone crown, you're going to be like, oh, I'll never buy nothing seedless again. Slowly over my lifetime, I've seen more and more and more fruits and vegetables that don't got seeds. Now it's a regular thing. They don't really even advertise no more saying you gonna pay more for this seedless watermelon. You gonna pay more for these seedless grapes. Nope, they just say seedless grapes or grapes. They don't even tell you. It's not a big deal no more. And they want it to stay that way. They want seedless fruit and vegetables to be nothing to you. They want now, when you do bite on a seed, that's the devil, Bobby Boucher. You don't want stuff with seeds in it. So, I'm just letting y'all know. Take that doggone wool over your eyes. Oh, before I go, because I'm about to go all the way in. Nope, I'm not going to go because I want to talk about this too. While we talking crap about what's the difference? What's the difference between a terrorist in another country and a terrorist here? I'm going all the way in with it because I seen something I hate. What's the difference between a terrorist in another country that's trying to destroy people here and a terrorist that's already here trying to destroy the people that's here? No, it's not religion. Your religion ain't got nothing to do with you being a terrorist. That's another place where we're misguided. Your religion ain't got nothing to do with you wanting to harm innocent people. Somebody said your clothing. No, it does not. Your clothing does not mean, that's like if I dress up like a gangster, now I'm in a gang. Now I want to hurt people. No, your clothing has nothing to do with it. Your head wrap has nothing to do with terrorism. Terrorism is exactly what it is called. There is no games or flukes to the word terror. You are a terrorist. Terrorists inflict terror on the masses in a society, right? Okay. Terrorists inflict terror on the masses in a society or community. So, why are we always so hell-bent on the war on terror? And then when we get into the war on terror, how we fight the war on terror, we jump in our fancy jets and we fly to some other country and we blow them up. That's our war on terror, right? What about the terrorists right here in them with them pillowcases on their head? Why aren't all these people being arrested? Why aren't all these people? These are crimes of nature and humanity. Just because you wear a pillowcase on top of your head and ride a horse and light up crosses, that's terrorism. I don't know who keep playing with the definition. I told y'all I hate people playing with words. That's that right there. That's a big play on words. And some people said what they told asked. They said what they thought the difference between a terrorist in another country and here is. Some people said their clothing, their head wraps, their religion, and so on. No, it ain't. That ain't what you wear and what you believe in and who you drop to your knees and pray to ain't got nothing to do with inflicting terror on other human beings whatsoever. So why is it okay for the terrorists here with them bed sheets on and them pillowcases on their head? Why do they get a pass? So if some dude came down threatening people and he had a head wrap on and sandals, he's going to jail if he make it out. Why? Why are we targeting him because of his clothing? These dudes, listen. These dudes with them pillowcases on their head and them bed sheets on are literally telling you at the town square they want all of these people that they don't agree with to die. Don't say that, Dolores. I think everybody get it. So I just want people to, why aren't we fighting against terror anymore all of a sudden? Thank you, Eco. Why aren't we fighting against terror anymore all of a sudden? Because that's terror. So if they are inflicting terror on the masses, that makes said person a terrorist. I knew that was gonna get a whole bunch of likes. See, like I just showed you, all them people the eco neighbor just ushered up out the room. Didn't I just tell you, family, you ain't around, all the people around you ain't okay. So in this situation that we in trying to prep and all the stuff we doing, they showing you right here, everybody in here ain't for us. Everybody ain't, it's demons in here too that believe it's your right to go terrorize people. So this just proved my point, and that's why I did this. Everybody that's around you don't want to see nothing good happen to or for you. Some of the people that's right next to you can't wait to see you bleed. Look how many people support that. See how many people they just ushered out that supports the dudes in the pillowcase hats and the bed sheets? They're downtown Atlanta marching around telling them, we're going to get rid of y'all. By any means necessary, they saying. Why ain't the National Guard down there locking people up? Why ain't no military personnel down there putting people in Guantanamo Bay? Because that's an act of terror. You can't tell me that's not an act of terror because now we want to start talking saying it's because of their outer wearing, their outer clothing. They got on some strange clothes too that we're not accustomed to. You know, they say, oh, because of their head wraps. Well, they got pillowcases on their head and the eyes don't even match up. So if that's the case, boom. And then if you want to say it's because of their religion, both of them pretty much got the same religion. Cut it out, man. We got to be realistic and stop playing with words. These dudes down there with them pillowcases on their head and them bed sheets and putting their hand up, and them dudes ain't no different than the people that try to come over here and blow us up from everywhere else on the planet. It's no different. They just right here and we accept it. Imagine this, what I told y'all before, in a catastrophic event, right? If something happened horrible, you're not going to be in that stadium with just you and your friends and the family and the people looking out for you. You're going to be in that stadium with them dudes too. If a hurricane hit and they usher everybody into these encampments and these safety zones, you're going to be in those camps with these dudes. So if it come down to it, and those same dudes that like to wear them pillowcases, they already wanted us dead before the hurricane hit, right? So if it come down to it, when they come into the doggone stadium, and then the food start getting a little short and a little, what you think they gonna do to you to get your food? Everybody ain't for you, family. Everybody ain't for you. Everybody ain't with you. Everybody ain't for you and they ain't with you. So if you're depending on your next man to come to your aid when you need help, what are you going to do? And here's a better question. For if you already waiting, because that's kind of pompous too. If you already waiting on the police, fire department, and ambulance to come save you, that means you have no intentions on running to nobody else's aid. If you don't own something to protect yourself, some sort of firearm or weapon, you have no intentions. People that say I don't own a firearm, so that means you have no intentions whatsoever in running into battle to help another human being in a time of crisis. You think everybody's supposed to come and help you when you're in trouble. Everybody else is supposed to come help you when you're in danger. Kind people on the street run to your aid. When are you thinking about it may be your turn to come save some child's life that's being abducted or being sexually abused? We walk past alleys all the time, especially when I was back home where alleys is everywhere. Everybody know in New York, Toledo, Detroit, there's alleys everywhere. You will walk past an alley and you will see a crime taking place right there. Somebody's trying to harm a child, or somebody's trying to rape a woman, or somebody's trying to take somebody's life or rob somebody, and you walking past and you got every way in the world that you can help, and you look the other way. So you have zero feelings about that whatsoever. You don't even think for 1 second, I'm never coming to nobody else's aid. See, this ain't all about you. Sometimes it's about other people. You ain't just getting a firearm or protecting your own household. Sometimes you're going to have to protect somebody else that, listen, will end up having to protect you. End up having to come protect you. So I'm just saying, just think about this stuff. I'm not trying to tell you to do what I do, but it ain't all about us. It's about all of us. I'm in the South, let me see. So I'm just saying, I'm putting that out there. If you like, I don't believe in firearms, so you also don't believe in helping, running to the aid of others in desperate need or desperate help. You never know when you gonna walk out into the parking lot and then somebody is trying to abduct a child. What you gonna do? Because the child is already screaming, or the woman is already screaming. If that ain't helping, you might have to be forceful. How are you gonna do that? Hands in the dirt said 911 won't work it. Maybe a cyber attack. Oh, got you. Right. I'm telling you. That's why I don't walk out my house with things just to protect me and my family. Man, I might have to help somebody else in need. Been there. Saved my cousin from getting killed one time because I knew, man, they was gonna kill this dude. It ain't had nothing to do with me, but I'm not gonna let you kill my cousin. Did they had him hemmed up, and if I wasn't there, they would have killed him. If I wasn't there and I wasn't ready and I ain't had that doggone hammer on my hip, they would have killed my cousin to this very day. That's been about 25 years ago. My cousin would be here to this day. They on his neck. What was I couldn't fight these 15 dudes. I'm slick with the hammers, but I ain't that slick. So plain and simple, man. It ain't always about you. I'm gonna get out of here because I go on for days because I got so much built up inside me that I want to let off. And I hope and I pray that some of this, just a little bit of it, get through to you and just put something on your temple and let you think for a minute. Ain't nobody coming to help us do nothing. Stop thinking that. Stop thinking that nonsense. Stop thinking that we need to have somebody else do something for us all the time. Stop it. That's our problem. If y'all could just see, if you go and look into the comment section of some of my videos, and it's no disrespect to the people that comment, it's just the questions, I can't answer them. Some of them I cannot answer. Like, where do I get seeds from? I don't know how to answer that. Like, how much water should I actually store? I'm 21. How much water should I store? I don't know how to answer that question because it's like, where have you been? That's what I want to answer it with. Where are you? Where have you been? Why do you think you need a certain limited amount of water? Why do you think you need a certain limited amount of food? I don't understand some of these questions. The questions strike me as we're in trouble because if you ask those questions, that means if you're at that level of question asking, you know how many people are in serious trouble where you ain't even using your computer, your phone to Google questions just like, what's 1 + 1? Because that's what that be meaning to me. It ain't because I'm seasoned at the game. It's because those are literally baby step questions like get on 2 feet and walk, learn to walk. Those type of questions to me, and again, no disrespect, but you got to understand when those questions to me and everybody else is like, you made it to college. You made it. This is your freshman year in college. You go to your new math class and then you ask the professor now, what how did you get the number 2? Okay, I got 1, and then this symbol is a what now? That's a plus. Okay, that's a plus. So 1, then I add the plus, and then there's another 1. I still don't understand how you get to 2 though. What is this? What is this? These 2 lines going sideways? Yeah, equals. That means that's what? Are you? Is this a joke? Am I being punked? Where's Ashton Kutcher? If you go to college with the big boys and you sit in front of a professor and ask him what's 1 + 1, he's going to kindly ask you to remove yourself from his classroom. That's kind of what's going on here, y'all. Some of this stuff, you were supposed to stay up late and Google that one and be like, okay. Oh, glad I didn't ask that. Would have made me look pretty stupid in front of all these other people that's planning on being doctors, lawyers, nurses, engineers, right? We got to do more. You got to use your device, your phone, your computer to start doing more stuff than learning the new tic-tac dance. You got to start using your phone, your computer, your tablet, your laptop to learn how to do more stuff than learn a new prank that somebody did on somebody. Oh my God. See, back in my day, I would almost give it an excuse because if you was held down, you might live in the middle of the woods. I live in South Carolina. It's a lot of people that live in the woods and they don't come out much. I would get the ignorance. But you literally have the knowledge of the free world in the palm of your hand, literally. The knowledge of everything we do as human beings, you have that knowledge in the palm of your hand. You don't even have to use your finger to pull it up. You can say, hey, Alexa, pull up how do you grow tomatoes? She will sit there and tell you while you laying in the bed in your pajamas and tell you from start to finish how you grow a tomato. You never had to lift a finger. There is no excuse for not knowing how to do this stuff. There is no excuse anymore to know. I ain't even talk about survival. I'm talking about everyday knowledge that we need to know. You know how to drive. How the hell do we get a chance? We know how to drive before you know how to feed yourself. How is it that you got a driver's license before you know how to grow food? How is we making it that you can have a alcohol before you know how to do your damn taxes? What kind of ish is this? What done happened to the point where doing your taxes is something you just pick up along the way? Think about that. One of the most important things that they will lock your tail up for is your taxes. Why is that not a class from kindergarten on up? From kindergarten, I ain't say high school. Why is doing your taxes and doing them properly not being in the schools from you still wetting your pants in kindergarten? You still wetting your pants in pre-K. You should be wetting your pants while you learning how to do your taxes on up. One of the most important things that you're supposed to know how to do, or they're gonna lock you up for it, or they're going to stuff that you can get in trouble for. People don't even know. They'll ruin your life, ruin your credit, ruin everything about you just because you didn't pay taxes or you was late on your taxes. Now your word is nothing. Your name is garbage. But you like, ain't nobody taught me that. It's some people that ain't never paid taxes. And then when the police pull them over and be like, you got some warrants for your arrest. For what? Tax evasion. What? I don't got no taxes. I know, that's why we locking you up. Why don't children know this stuff? Why don't children, listen, I promise you, family, it's stuff in high school and it's stuff in grade school and it's stuff in middle school that our children do not need. Why are we wasting space with all this garbage the way the world is now? The way the world is now, why ain't we? It's a class to be showing you. I ain't talking about one you gotta pay for. I ain't talking about one you gotta wait till after school program to go to. I'm talking about it should be, okay, my 2 o'clock hour block is gonna be agriculture or horticulture. We did the math, we got it. But now, checks and balances, that's my 3rd hour block. When I was a kid, we had a class of economics. We had economics. For the life of me back then, I didn't even understand balancing your checkbook. What's a checkbook? My daddy only dealt with cash. I didn't know nothing about no checkbook. What's a checkbook? What do you mean balance it? Like how? I can juggle. No. When I learned how to balance a checkbook, it was some sort of witchery to me. You know, it was some kind of witchcraft to me. But even to this very day, if you don't know how to write a check, it's going to be a lot of things you won't be able to do because some people don't take cash. Some people don't take money order. They want a check. If you don't know how to do that stuff, telling you, they stop teaching the things that actually will get your butt locked up. They stop teaching the things that actually say, man, I don't need no college degree. I got a skilled trade. You know how many welders it is out there? I'm a welder. You know, I can make money from welding. I didn't go to college for that. I learned that on a job that I had. The job, I worked in an automotive plant, but part of what I did, because I got hurt on a job, I had to go, do some welding because I couldn't do my job. I learned how to weld. Now I have a skill for the rest of my life. Some of these panels on here that I had to put together on my old coupe, I welded that because they was rusty when I bought them off the Facebook Market. Did a couple spot welds on them. Now they solid as a rock. Why the plumbing, electrical? Why don't nobody know how to do this stuff? These kids is, let me tell you this. Our children are set up for failure. We're leaving them nothing. We leaving nothing to our children because a lot of us now don't even know how to do it. So what do we think is going to happen in the next generation? Skip a generation. What do we think is going to happen in the next 50 years? If we're all around to see it. What do you think? What kind of people you think is going to be running this place? We think about the generation we live in right now. We got so many snotty nosed, self-indulged, privileged politician that they think everybody owe them something. That's because that's the generation they came from. Which is, I see all these people is around my age, all the politicians around my age. Those people came up in them neighborhoods. They ain't never seen no ghetto. They ain't never seen nobody impoverished. They ain't never seen nobody on food stamps. They ain't never been around nobody that don't eat except for if they go to school. They done never been around nobody that ain't got enough money to get no lunch at school. They ain't never been around nobody, and not them is the same snotty-nosed kids back in the day when I was in high school to end up being politicians that making decisions for people like me. People that ain't never seen or been in a neighborhood of where I'm coming from. You ain't never seen what it feel like to be a carjacked. You ain't never seen what it feel like to have a house invasion. You ain't never seen what it be like we're living next door to a dope house. You ain't never seen none of that. So how you gonna make laws and rules on it? It's more to it than just what you just wrote on paper. You gotta go see that junk to believe it. You gotta go and see it live on location. You know what they should make politicians do? And for real, I ain't talking about no doggone what they call photo shoot. I'm talking about go, just like they make those newscasters go and step in the middle of a storm, go into the war zone, go into the places of the bad neighborhood. And they scared. The newsman keep looking, he talking to the camera, but he looking, cause he keep hearing these cars come behind him. You gonna get sliced up too. They should make them politicians do that. Not no photo shoot. Go down there and see what these people is talking about. Stop making up rules and laws for stuff that you ain't got no business. You don't know nothing about it. For instance, there is no reason on the planet Earth that we should have all these skills taken away from us. That's a crime. To me, to take our skilled trades out of the schools and then not implementing more into the schools that the kids actually need after, because even in nursing school, you know how much you go to nursing school, half that stuff you will never see again. You'll never even use these techniques or none of the stuff you learned in that. Most of that stuff is skill that you learned on the job, on the floor. It's no different here. Everything ain't in a textbook. We need that stuff to be taught back to our children on literally how to survive. Survival 101. Why don't a kid know how to start a damn fire? Why don't a kid know how to find water? Why don't our children know north from south, east from west? Why do they have to learn that on some stupid ass video game? Think about that. Why ain't they learning it from us? So if our kids, if my generation is running the country and you see they ain't good at it at all, that means a lot of us don't know how to handle all of this stuff. We don't know how to survive. So what are we leaving to the next two generations? See, instead of, they don't got, what's that again? Recess no more. Nothing. You gotta keep this kid in the school all day. Somebody just said it. Recess shouldn't even be go play on the jungle gym and stuff and go shoot some hoop. It should be, come on, let's go fishing for recess. That should be a class on how to fish. That should be a semester of fishing, a semester on agriculture, a semester on horticulture, a semester on apiary, beekeeping, a semester on alternative power, a semester on water purification. Why on the planet Earth, the stuff that we need the most? A semester on paying your taxes. The thing they want you to do the most, don't nobody know how to do. Do me a favor, and I'ma leave. Do me a favor. Go around and ask people, do you know how to do your own taxes? Can you sit down to your dining room table for a few hours and do your taxes? I bet you it's a lot of people that say no. You know what they're gonna say? No, I just go to the mall and go to the HR block. Or no, I just let the computer do it for me. No, I just go to the people inside of Walmart and let them do it. The reason they don't want, listen, family, this country, I said this before and I'm gonna say it again. They only want you ignorant of the things that they want control of. They don't want you to read. They want to be able to tell you what they want you to know. They don't want you to grow no food because they want to be the one making the money off of feeding you. They don't want you to do your own taxes and learn the loopholes. You think all these millionaires and billionaires is rich because they smart? You think all these millionaires and billionaires is rich because they smart? No. Because that one dude is dumb as a doggone painted rock. And he's a millionaire, so he say. But I'm going to tell you, he learned loopholes. It's so many rules in the tax system. Things that you can write off, things that you do every day that you don't even know you could be getting that money back for whatever reason. You don't even know. But as long as you don't know that you could be getting that money back, you know what happened? They're going to get it. And they ain't going to say, oops, we made a mistake and charged you too much. Nah, they going to keep that. And then turn around, well, you had a 30-day leeway notice to tell us that we screwed up. You hear what I just said? You had a 30-day leeway notice to notify us that we screwed up. So no, we ain't giving that back. Right? Go around tonight and ask how many people know how to do their own taxes. You're going to be surprised at what you hear. You're going to be surprised because why would they teach you how to, if you keep on spilling money and money is falling on the ground because you ain't being careful with your money, why would we tell you to stop spilling money, stop wasting money? They'll never teach that. That's why we got to teach each other this stuff, man. This stuff is the stuff that's keeping us alive and keeping us out of prison, keeping us out of jail. You know how many people got warrants for their arrest because of their taxes? You know how many people don't even know your constitutional rights? There is nobody that can remember none of the Constitution. You know how many people throw away their rights every day because you don't know your own constitutional rights? Just walking through the world? As an American now, you have constitutional rights that you don't even exercise, and people take advantage of you every day because you don't even know some of the simplest things. I ain't talking about you need a lawyer to read some of this stuff. Some of the stuff you understand, and you don't even want to read that. People will read 20 Shades of Grey or whatever that thing is from cover to cover. How many shades did I say? 20 of them? I don't. What is it? 50? You'll read that from cover to cover. I had to say 20 Shades of Grey. I'm getting old. You'll read that mess from cover to cover. But you don't even know your own constitution. People be reading. I read this wonderful book. It was excellent by such and such and such and he's telling us about. You read that book, but you don't even know your own constitutional rights. You don't even know the Constitution. The stuff that's keeping you out of jail and telling people that they can't just be encroaching on your property. They can't be talking to you any old kind of way. They can't just be walking in your house. You ain't listening to your own laws and constitutional rights is keeping them. I'm on live here. Y'all fight over there. Look at that. Y'all got beef, go over there. So, that's all I'm saying, y'all. Some of us wind up in jail and locked up because you don't even know your rights. And then you know when they learn their rights? Is when they already in jail. Every prisoner becomes a lawyer. Every prisoner, you ain't got nothing to do but study the law in there. Every prisoner becomes, how many people have family members that got locked up and when they come out, either they spiritual, ultra spiritual, or they an acting attorney all of a sudden because you ain't got nothing else to do. But I'm telling you one thing about that. When they come out, they be telling the truth. They be telling the truth on some of that spirituality, and they also be telling the truth on them laws. And I done had to talk to a couple of my cousins to be like, hey, yo, so what's this about? Look, this is what they trying to do to you. All right, this is what I want you to do. You know how many times I had to do that? I ain't talked to no lawyer. I talked to my cousin that was locked up for a while. And he was right. So instead of us having to go to jail to learn the rules that entangles us constantly, we need to start practicing your laws, your local laws and your rules. Because if you don't even know your local laws, why are you ain't even voting for nothing? You don't even know why you voting. If you don't even know all your local laws, you don't even know why you voting. You just voting for the person that looked the prettiest or the most handsome guy or the one that speak the best. You ain't even voting for the real reasons you supposed to be going to vote. So I'm gonna get off here because I'll do this all day. Boy, I got a lot to say. I'm tired of biting my damn tongue about everything going on. They don't bite their tongue about they don't care, do they? They don't bite their tongue about, man, survival, that's y'all problem. Food, that's your problem. Water, that's your problem. Look at Detroit. Everybody keeps saying Flint, but y'all don't even know. Everybody keeps saying the water in Flint, the water in Flint. It's the Great Lakes. I don't know why they keep on pointing out just Flint. All that water, I'm from Toledo, Ohio. All that water down in that doggone ravine, that whole little gulf from Canada on down, is all of these people. Chicago, Illinois, Detroit, not just Flint, Michigan. It's Ohio too. Our water in Ohio is green like this from deadly algae blooms. Why do they keep saying just Flint? You know why they keep saying just Flint? They only, because Flint is small, they want to keep that pandemic in a little bubble. They don't want you to know it's bigger than what the world think it is. The Great Lake, why is just their water, just right there, is just Flint, Michigan, is right there, and that's the only pollution. That whole Great Lake is connected. That water don't go nowhere. That water gets filtered through the whole country right there. Through the streams and the rivers right there coming off. Are you kidding me? But they keep saying, and for years I've been screaming at people like, oh, you talk about Flint. No, I'm not talking about Flint. I just don't want people to think that it's that small. I don't want people to think that only Flint, Michigan's water is polluted. Toledo, Ohio, Maumee, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, all of us, Detroit, Flint, all of us, Canada. They do not want to make this into a worldwide monster hit because then everybody, right now, everybody like, oh, Flint, oh yeah, that's a bunch of old poor black folks. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. As long as they keep it concentrated like that, and then keep on showing all the impoverished areas in Flint, Michigan. If they show that, if they show all of the worst parts of Flint, Michigan, and then they talk about the polluted water, the rest of the world is like, oh, well, it's about this time for them to get up out of there anyway. Look at them. They criminals. They rapists. No, fix their water. Why we even talk about this on the news? If they do that, if they make you think that it's not a bigger problem than what it is, and then the only place that the problem is hitting is in a crime infested area, you won't have a bleeding heart for them people. Every time we got some kind of problem like that, they always show the ghetto, they show the hood, they show the projects, they show the crime and the prostitution. They don't never show it's normal people live in Flint too. It's good neighborhoods in Flint too. It's good hard working people in Flint, Michigan too. Why don't y'all never go interview them? Y'all always go interview somebody about the water situation in Flint, Michigan. Just like, yeah, I was here every time. Look, hey, I promise to God. Look, I promise to God. I was over there, and my boy, right, he was drinking a 40, and he started choking, right, like, yeah, I need some water. He go down there to the river, man, the water was glowing, right? He drank that water. Oh, he choking. Oh, I fell out. I think I'm dead. And that's where it all happened over there. Why they go interview Willie? Why didn't they go to somebody that ain't always itching for some reason? Why didn't they just go talk to somebody that got some damn sense and ain't in these horrible crackhead situations? They interview them because, again, that's another media propaganda to turn around and make you think the water. I don't think it's the water that's bad. I think whatever that beer, that urine he was drinking, that beer didn't even have a label on it. It was just a brown bottle. I think it wasn't the water that got him. It was that whatever that beer was. That it dumbed down the people. It softened the blow when they go interview people like that about a world crisis. All those factories up and down that lake and dumping that pollution in that water, and then the algae blooms and nobody cleaning it up. No, I can remember when I was a kid. I can remember barges used to come through the Maumee River, right? We used to sit out and watch gigantic barges. When I was a kid, I guess they looked like the Titanic. They were so big. Come down the Maumee River heading to Michigan, right? Not no more. You can almost walk across the Maumee River, literally. I had a little 14-foot fishing boat, and I kept hitting the bottom. All I had was outboard motor. I keep hitting the bottom while I'm out there fishing for not striped bass, but a walleye. How did barges that's probably 3 or 4 stories high from the top of the water to the bottom, how is that all of a sudden filled in? Them factories dumped all that stuff in that water, man, and nobody cleaned it up in so long. They had to reroute all of them major barges and boats that brought in the supplies for Michigan and Ohio. They rerouted all that stuff, man. I'm telling you, if we stay dumb, that's just what we gonna be, dumb. And if we plan on fighting, we ain't fighting for now. We fighting for our future. Our kids, man, put this stuff in your kids' head, man. This ain't just about us, man. If we don't tell our kids this stuff, look, make them get off that game for 5 minutes. If they want to play the game, fine. But, man, look, you're going to spend an hour down here learning how to grow some of this food. You're going to learn an hour down here learning how to do some welding. You're going to learn an hour down here learning how to sew some clothes up. You're going to learn an hour down here knowing how to cook some food, start a fire, find some water, purify it, something. We can't just keep letting Nintendo and PlayStation, man, raise our kids, man. We know you need your adult time. Mom and dad need their adult time. But, man, let's be for real, we done let PlayStation turn into Miss Doubtfire. We done let PlayStation turn into Adelaide from Different Strokes, or Miss Garrett from Different Strokes, or what was that other one with Tootie now? We done we done let PlayStation become your home tutor. You let the PlayStation become your live-in maid, your nanny. We let the PlayStation turn into the nanny. Now your doggone video game turn around and say, ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, time for school, time for school, time for school. You got devices that's raising your kids, that's telling your kids to wake their ass up, go get dressed, go to school, don't forget their lunches in the refrigerator. We can't keep doing that, man. PlayStation is telling them everything they need to know. There's a package at the door. I ain't lying, y'all know I ain't. Y'all got kids with PlayStation and all them games too. You got it. We letting them games, man, take over all of our concerns. Because here's the other thing, and predators love this too. Because if we let the computers take over our parently duties, if we let the computers take over our parently duties, that's when the freaks come in. Hi, my name is Little Timmy. I live in Saskatchewan. I just want to play some what is the one of the stupid little games, some Grand Theft Auto with you online. This a 59-year-old man freak talking to your baby in the middle of the night playing the game when your baby should have been asleep. Meet me over here so I can give you one of my games or show you some cheat codes. Man, it happen every day. Right, Fortnite, that one with the Lego people and that one and all that thing. You can't see that. Next thing you know, you got a problem with a freak like, Timmy, where you going? I'm going to meet my friend Johnny. Who the hell is Johnny? I met him online. I'm supposed to meet him at the back of the 7-Eleven by the dumpster. Uh-oh. Boy, sit down. If we keep letting the computers raise our kids, look at where we at now. Your kid don't know how to do nothing. These kids don't know how to do nothing. Nothing. They don't even know, these young men don't even know how to talk to no young lady. Because they so busy on the computer and they don't involve themselves in no social activity. These young men don't even know how to talk to no young lady. And these fathers ain't even teaching their kid how to talk to no young lady. You see what I said? I didn't say go out and talk to one of these little fast-ass girls. I said to talk to a young lady. It's stuff you say and stuff you don't say to a young lady. Now, if you want one of them fast ones, that's what you gonna get. And what happened to, like, just like a fast car, you drive it fast, you crash fast. My daddy told me that. You get a fast one, you crash them, crash and burn every single time. You looking for a young lady. These young men, they're being taught by the television and the video, and now they think that every female is supposed to be either she's a bitch or a hoe. Every female. They don't listen to every song. I'm talking about from rap to country. They don't call them ladies no more. The word lady is out the door. They will call you a female. Now, see, I'm gonna say something too. This is personal. I don't even like that. When a man call a woman a female or a woman call a man a male, that means you just put them in a classification of a freaking animal. A male can be the male species of anything. I don't like that. That's so disrespectful to me. We need to stop that and start. Think about that, man. Think about it. I don't mess with them females. Look what you just did. I don't mess with them donors. Look what we just did. You just cut down your whole existence of people by just using a few horrible, disrespectful words. Think about that.
You know, I don't be out here with these females like that. You know, they be all.
Either we call a woman a bit, these young kids now, because when I hear them talking, when I'm walking by in the store, walking in the street, they either talking about, yeah, man, this little bitch, this, little hoe, da, little trick, this, that. They only repeating what they done heard off of television. They only repeat the words and address a woman as what they heard off of television and videos. There is no rap song right now, no rap song, and I'm only talking about rap because that's, straight hip hop. There's no rap song out today that says anything respectful about a woman. It used to be some. I need love, LL Cool J. It used to be some. It ain't no more. It ain't no more. Even P. Diddy, I need a girl to ride, ride, ride. That's over, man. That was the end of that. That generation, my generation right there, that's the end of that. Now, you rolling up on a plug and blah, 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 and got killing ops, man. We talking about bitches, hoes, and killing. Bitches, hoes, drugs, getting high, and killing. How are we making it okay to let this stuff get by and get right to our kids? We got to blame the people in charge too. It ain't even the artist, because you know what? The artist is just gonna be as dumb as the label lets them be. If the label say we're not gonna push that record because you saying too many bitches and hoes and killing and murders and stuff, if we ain't gonna push that record, they ain't gonna keep you from making a song. We're not gonna publish that though. They will stop. They will stop doing that. For instance, how many people? True story. I don't care if he was talking about sex, motivation. He was, but he didn't say it like what they say now. I'm gonna do it to you like this and jam it in you and make you do it. No, see, if you be for real with yourself, I don't know how old you are, motivation, but you got to be for real with yourself. All songs from the beginning of music, recorded music, was about sex. It was about love or making love. But the music itself was beautiful. You don't have to always say exactly what you're doing to a person to say what you're doing to a person. You know? I do it all the time. You don't always have to say how you feel about a person to say you feel a certain way about a person. See, you can pick any artist throughout time, any artist, even back in the 20s, they was talk about making love too. But they didn't always make it sound like, man, you listening to it, but you close your eyes because you kind of like, God, is it out? You can almost see how horrible it is with and you know what? You ain't doing that to nobody. Ain't nobody letting you do that to them. So, Marvin Gaye, Barry White, all of them, Luther, they was all talking about making love, but they wasn't. God, you can't stomach this. You know, you can't stomach it. So, if people stop, let me get back to this. How many people, show of hands? Show of hands. Show of hands. How many people have ever heard the radio version of a risque song and the radio version was better? Like, they didn't even have to say all them curse words. They didn't even have to be so vulgar. The radio version was good. I got the idea of what they meant, you know. How many people, show of hands, have heard the watered down radio version of something and was like, the radio version was actually better than the vulgar, gross crap? It's a lot of famous songs to this day that the radio version is what actually made it to the number one, not the vulgar version. Baby Got Back. If y'all heard the real words to some of these songs, you'd be like, Woo, 50 Cent, he wouldn't made it. He wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have made it. 3 6 Mafia, they wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it. Nobody knew sipping on some scissor was, they didn't know what that was. But in the real version, if you pay the extra $2 for the real cassette tape, oh, that's what they mean. Oh, oh. So everything ain't gotta be in your face, vulgar, violent, gross. And trust me, you hearing this from me, okay? But everything, no, Two Live Crew was bad even on the radio version. I'm sorry, Sauceless. I'm not gonna add them to this one. I'm not gonna add Two Live Crew to that one. But family, that's where these kids is learning that this woman is a bitch. This woman is a hoe. This woman is a trick. This is where they learning this stuff from. And we don't know that they learning it on the computer because we downstairs trying to grow some food. It's more to them video games, y'all, than what we make them take a break on that. Ain't nothing wrong with having a good time, but it's always too much of any good thing, man. They also teach them that they don't want to go to work. They just want to sit on a game and play all day. And then when you got to make them do something, it's like you just rip their heart out. Go take the trash out. I hate it here. I hate living here. Because you got to take out the trash. Well, if you hate living here, wait till you hear about what you about to do to that garage. As a matter of fact, you don't have to stay here at all. I'll even give you a tent. My oldest son said that once. I can't wait till I'm grown. I'll beat you to the path. You don't gotta wait. You got my permission. I'll write you a note just like for school that you can be out there by yourself. I'll write a note to say you grown. I can do that. I can write a note and give you full power over your own damn self. I won't contest it. You ready to go? You give me a pen and give me some of my fancy paper. You know the kind that I put my resumes on. Bring me some of that because I want this to be good. I ain't forcing nobody to stay here and eat up my food. I ain't staying nobody come in here and have this whole room stinking. I'm not forcing you to do that. You is. And if you say, oh, I can't wait to leave here, let me help you. Look, I'm gonna go rent a truck. Oh yeah, that's right. You don't own anything. So I'm gonna get a dolly. Oh yeah, that's mine too. So I guess you can have them clothes you got on. Go down there and make you peanut butter jelly sandwich before you leave, because your mama did buy that for you for lunch after school. I'll let you have that. You have whatever's left in your drawer for school, your school lunches, and then you can be free to go. See, if we don't get these kids off these doggone computers, man, and listen, they're making the computer their job. And then their chores in their job, they're acting like that's the real work. You griping and bitching about the garbage? I couldn't wait to take the garbage out just so I can go see my friends for a few more minutes and try to stay outside.
You supposed to be taking that garbage out. Get back in this house.
Hey, y'all, I gotta go. That's how it was for me. And like, Dad, I think the garbage need to go out. No, I just took that garbage out. No, it's a couple cans down here. I can take them out. No, you stay on in the house. You want me to cut this grass real quick? I cut it yesterday. You might have missed a spot. I did anything to get outside, man. Anything.
Want me to go get the mail?
Listen,
Dad, can I go out to the street to get the mail?
what you mean go out to the street? The mailbox is on the house. Just reach out the front door. We was the only ones with a mailbox on the house. Just to go outside and smell some air and be with my friends. Just for a few more minutes, man. Now, being locked in a room used to be prison to us. If you my age, being locked in a room or in the house used to be prison. You literally child labor, prison, like you gotta be in here vacuuming and stuff, and you gotta listen to old music and smell your daddy old work boots. I gotta get out of here. Now, prison is outside. Think about what kind of world we live in now with that. Think. What kind of world is our children about to go out into the world, don't know how to do nothing? And the outside is the prison now. Reality is the prison. And the doggone man that's running the show, he won't even teach you how to do your own damn taxes. He can't wait to lock you up. It's an easy way to turn you back into a slave. Is keep you dumb, keep you ignorant, and make all the laws against you. Keep you dumb, keep you ignorant, and make all the laws to work against you. After that, we lock you up. Boom, you're a legal slave to the system. Literally. Do me a favor and ask me. Google, how much do prisons make? You don't think prisons would make a profit, do you? Prisons are businesses. They're companies just like Walmart. Businesses just like Ford and Jeep and GM. Prisons are prisons are on Wall Street. People got stocks in prisons. Why do you think they keep building them? For every doggone Walmart they build in a community, they also build a prison. Why? And why? Think about it. Why would this dude be in jail because he had some weed in his pocket? Why would this dude be in jail because he had a busted tail light and he didn't pay a traffic ticket? That's not jail worthy to me. Jail? It's murderers, rapists, and freaks in here. I didn't pay a traffic ticket, and I gotta hope these dudes don't rip my whole manhood off of me because I ain't pay a traffic. Oh, Lord. Think about it, man. Jail should not be for, man, for the stuff, the normal everyday stuff that we get ourselves into. Jail, though? Jail? You're driving with no license, it's against the law. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hey, I tell you what, even Steven that'll pay my fines off everything, just take the car. No, you going to jail. And we going to impound the car. So we're going to make money off your car and you. For a ticket? For no driver's license? I gave you my ID and my work ID. You can call around. Why we always do that? I got somebody to vouch for me. That's not prison. That's not prison worthy to me. You know how many people is in prison, and then here's the worst part about it all. Gotta get out that sun. Then I'm gonna get out of here. Here's the worst part about it all. You sit there and lock people up. Lock people up for had a little weed in their pocket. Lock them up because they ain't had no driver's license. Lock them up because they didn't have a concealed carry permit. And then a year later, the law changes. Weed is legal. You don't need a carry permit no more. Now, actually, you can open carry in some states. Found out you really did have your driver's license. It was really at your house. You was really test driving a car. But that stuff will stay on your record and mess your whole life up. How is that? How is that? So now that all the laws done changed, okay, this is legal, that's legal, this is legal, ain't you gonna let these people out? No, this is what they say now. We ain't gonna release those people because when that did happen, it was against the law. What? It was against the law 6 months ago, so yeah, they gotta do those 3 years. What? Okay. So then it's another play on words again. See there? It's another doggone play on words. So, okay. So if crimes back then are still being charged now, even though it's not illegal anymore, um, there's a lot of racist people running around that killed a lot of my ancestors and took a lot of my ancestors' land. Can we still hold them accountable? No, that's statute of limitations. What? See how we do this in reverse? Cause what? See, if we gonna do it one way, we gotta do it both ways. That's how I always do say things. If we gonna do it this way, man, you gotta think about everything else too. You just can't. This is about just you. See, because if you giving these people a pass, and I'm gonna say this too. I told you I'm going in today. How the hell is it okay that they locked up the pudding dude, right? They locked that pudding dude up because of the things he did in the past that was supposed to be an atrocity. I don't know if it's true or not, I don't know, and I ain't gonna talk on that. But they locked him up for something he did 30 years ago, right? Okay. Well, there's a woman sitting around drinking lemonade that had Medgar Evers killed. And to the point she's even done interviews and made money off of telling her side of the story. How is she still being able to do interviews? Emmett Till, my bad. Emmett Till, I'm sorry. Lord forgive me. How is it that she can still live out her long life until her dying day? You can't say, oh, she's just so old. Did you see the pudding dude? He blind in both eyes. He got to be about 300 or 400 years old, easy. So, what? And to his dying, I mean, to day one, he was like, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. He denied it all the way. Didn't do it, didn't do it, didn't do it. Now, she said, I got some truth to tell y'all. I want to tell the truth. None of that really happened. Wait a minute. You wait 800 years to tell the truth. Okay. That's called an admission of guilt. Whether it was 80 years or not. Do you think, now this why stuff just be, that's why I say them people down there in them pillowcases on their head, they terrorists too. Why aren't we helping them? Now think about this. Now if a man came up and went to the police station, now this has happened many times. A man came up, went to the police station and said, I want to tell y'all about a murder. Seen this, true story. I want to tell y'all about a murder. Okay. The police came in, come on into our office. Okay, tell us about the murder. Okay, it was 1975. There was a little girl. This dude went off and told his whole story, and he said, I know who killed him. Who killed her? I did. Right? Think about this. He confesses his own murder. What do they do with it? Well, thanks for stopping by. I wrote everything down. Guess we'll contact you and we'll be in touch. Have a nice day. No, they took that 70-year-old man to prison immediately upon his admission of guilt. Upon his admission to guilt, that was it. You just said it. You told them where all the evidence is. You gave them everything that they've been working on this cold case file for 50 years. You gave them everything. Okay, she did the same thing. You had that boy murdered. You had him murdered. Again, these are the people that live right next to us that we're supposed to be depending on to come to our aid when we are in need of help. We have demons walking all around us. We have literal, don't look under your bed for the boogeyman. Kids, I don't teach my kids that bull crap. I don't have them looking under the bed for the boogeyman, looking behind the door. I have them like, listen, one day you're going to have a boss. Ooh. One day you're going to have a supervisor. That's the real boogeyman. It's the people out here, normal lives. They say demons look just like us. They walking around us. They your best friends. They your pals. Lunch lady, ooh, because every time you slide your tray down, the lunch lady whispers under the spit guard, say, you little N-word, you always want the meatballs, don't you? Plop. Ooh. They the people that's supposed to be taking care of us. They the people that's supposed to be watching over us. And if your elders and your elders supposed to be the ones that's supposed to stop all the horror, but them is the ones that's doing all the hurting to the children. Who do you trust? Again, so these are the people that you think supposed to come to your back in a time of aid for your children and yourself. You got another thing coming. If you ain't preparing yourself to take care of your own home and defend your own home from these acts of normal terrorism, uh, predators, and monsters and demons, if you shouldn't even be necessarily going to a church to learn the word. You go to the word, you go to the church so you can hear him talk about what you already just got through reading, and talk to other people. To Is that what you got out of this? That's how you understood it too? Everybody is waiting for that little man up on that stage to do all of the discerning for him. Look at them. Every 5 minutes he gotta apologize. He got to apologize for something horrible he did. Oh, I didn't mean to break her off like that. Oh, forgive me. Oh, I didn't mean to drink so much Hennessy. That means he a man too. So why do we hold him at a God standard? We need to stop that. Stop that. You do your own doggone reading. If you want to go there and socialize and talk about the word with other people that's like-minded like you, I get it. But it's so many people that just put all their trust, love, and belief in the dude on the stage, and they don't put no real love and discernment in the Father and His Word. They rather watch that dude dance around that stage and drive away in this $80,000 car. How he driving an $80,000 car and you drove up here and you needed a jump just to get to church? You needed a jump because you got a bad battery and he expect you to put something in that little pan. Jack, come on now. Come on, man. We doing stuff so ridiculous, man. We've been spoon-fed so much garbage that we believe it ourselves. We don't even listen, we don't even question it anymore. We don't even question what we're being told and taught anymore. We don't even question it. That's why I don't answer a lot of questions, because when somebody asks, Led, so how you grow these tomatoes? Man, I'll tell you how I grow these tomatoes. But that ain't gonna mean nothing to you if you ain't out there trying to figure it out your own self on your own land, at your own place. You ain't gonna know. What I'm doing may not work for you. But we do that so much. We put all of our hope, dreams, and wishes into a whole nother person to be telling us what we need to be doing. God, stop that, man. Everything we learn, we try to get it from somebody else that don't know what the hell they doing. I done told y'all, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. I just be out here experimenting on my land. I'm seeing what grows. I'm seeing what don't grow. And if I learn something, I pass it on to you. But I'm telling you, you need, just like you need to be in your house, reading your own book, your own word, and then come and say, Led, I read this in the book. What do you think about that? Now we can talk. Now we can talk, because we just skipped from kindergarten to college. Now we can talk. We can have a discussion. I'm not going to teach anybody anything. I'm not a teacher. But we can discuss things. See? That's where everybody getting stuff mixed up. Stop looking for teachers. Look for like-minded people. Stop looking for teachers to teach you stuff. You need to be doing your own work. You need to be doing your own research so you can have an adult conversation on the subject. Now we can converse, right? Now we can throw ideas back and forth, but I can't keep putting folks on my back and carrying them a couple miles. I get tired too. But we all need to do our own research when it come to that, when it come to the book, when it come to your garden, when it come to anything in your life, parenting, maritals, man, stop asking your best friend stuff about his marriage, man. You don't know what he doing. I grew up, and a lot of my friends, I kid you not, ain't none of them married neither. This is how they told me you do a woman. You beat on her. Yeah, man, she was tripping, so I had to, bow. Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. Even though everybody around you is saying that, see how that work? If you don't do your own research, you think this is how you supposed to have a woman obey you or do what you want her to do. Punch her in the eyeballs? I don't see how that's gonna work for long. I mean, and I'll put it like this, and I want her to like me though. Maybe I should have thrown that part in. I want her to love me back. That's the part that people don't get. You can go keep punching people in the eyeballs, but that don't mean they gotta like you back. They'll do what you told them to do, just like that man on that stage. If you keep on threatening people that, oh, the devil gonna get you, not putting that money in this little pouch. You must got the devil in you. You only keep putting $1 in there. If you always threaten with that kind of stuff, man, it's a one-way street. That means you want people to do what you want them to do, but you don't want no love or no respect in return. You just want to be dominating and controlling. It's a difference between that and a relationship. It's a difference between that and love, man. You can't force nobody to love you, man. Oh, they'll do what you want them to do. They will. You can scare somebody into doing what you want them to do, but that don't mean they like you. And that might be the one that's creep up in the middle of the night and brush your teeth with that Glock. That might be the one. You gotta sleep with one eye open all the time. If all you gotta do is threaten people and abuse people to get your point across and get respect, you gotta force people to give you respect. That's why them mugs always mad. That's why they always angry. That's why they always tripping, because them is the ones that don't get no rest. They got to sleep with one eye open to make sure you sleep. They got to keep putting their finger over your nose, make sure you sleep so they can get some sleep, because they know they treat you so bad. They abuse you so bad. They talk to you so bad that they scared that one night you going to get brave after watching Enough with Jennifer Lopez or something, and you going to come in there and let their teeth out for some fresh air for good. They scared of that. Same thing with children. You keep forcing kids to do stuff and not showing them no respect, no love. That's why you can't get no sleep, because you scared that little kid gonna come in there in the middle of the night and see what you made of. Don't want to see that. All over the walls is what I'm talking about, if you dig what I'm saying. They want coming to see what's on your mind. All over the walls. You scared of your own kids. That's why you got to be so forceful and mean at them. Yell at them. You don't care about their opinion. You don't care about the respect. They just better do what you tell them to do. You better stop that. These kids in them video games, they learning a whole bunch of stuff. There's no reason on the planet Earth no kid should know how to work no AR like that. They never even seen one in real life. Half of the stuff that these kids do is shoot up a mall or something. They never held a real gun before in their life. They learned all that on the video game. So if you never held one in real life, how did you learn how to do it? How did you learn how to reload? These police really ask these questions. Grand Theft Auto. What? How did you know how to unstick the jam? Because you got jammed when you was over by the Gap. How did you know how to what's the other one they play on? It's another one they play. Halo. Why is not a video game on how to grow some damn food? Now I ain't talking about that little block one with little goats and stuff. I'm talking about for real. How do they know how to work firearms that I can't even afford to own? Call of Duty, that's one. Yeah. How do you know how to do this? In a critical situation. You unstuck a jam in a critical situation. You know what kind of balls that take? Or if not balls, training. Training. You've been playing this game for 3 years. You can unstick this jam with your thumbs with your eyes closed, but you know it's in your brain. So if they feeding it through your brain through this computer screen, it's in your brain knowing how to do it. All you got to do is articulate your hands right, and you can do it. You know what to do. You just got to be strong enough to do it, or agile enough, or I can't think of the word, but you get it. I'm gonna stop because I done went off. I think I'm gonna let this video. I'm gonna make this private because this was just I'm off the chain today. All right, everybody. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'm gonna try to get something done today, but I just wanted to come in because I got all this stuff bottled up inside me. Every time I cut on the TV, every time I look at the news, every time I look at people on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everybody is just in a fog, in a fog of I don't care. It won't happen to me. Everybody got that chip on their shoulder like that's gonna be happening to y'all dumb selves, not me. So anyway, everybody have a wonderful day. I'm sorry I kind of clocked out there for a minute, but as we begun this video, I'm gonna end it. No, you are not doing enough. You are not doing too much, and don't let nobody tell you that you're doing too much by growing your food, prepping, saving water, solar. Or don't let nobody tell you doing too much. Like I said before, I ain't say get put out your house because you ain't paying the mortgage buying generators. But be smart about it. You ain't doing too much. Just keep it going. All right? Live Farmers 73. I love all y'all. Please be safe. Keep your ear to the grindstone because it's getting uglier day by day. All right? Sorry this video was so long, but I had to get this out. Live Farmers 73. I love y'all, and I'm out.